And we don't have an ally in game yet, I've just realised.
He's
Ali
back
will-
on Discord. Though.
I am just opening it. I'll be there in 30 seconds.
And
Ah,
I'm gonna quickly mute myself while I finish up actually doing my stuff here.
Okay. And we're also missing another.
We are missing a Gwent, and we know we're missing a Gwent.
Hey, Gwent's not gonna be here this week.
Or next week, right? Isn't that it?
Or like the rest of the month.
The whole month.
Ah, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, by the way, I played Pathfinder
Got
2
both them for no
the
reason.
first time.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Really fun. It's as soon as you get character creation, it's actually really simple. And the actual play, as soon as you figure out how it works, is really simple. So it felt good.
Heard
I
it's
also-
much more melee focused than spellcaster focused. How true is that?
The marshals, the caster, if you want to deal damage, marshals are better than spellcasters, but spellcasters are still really good. They're just not as good at just, I win this entire combat.
Okay, so you say their spells are more like flavorful or RP focused than just pure combat damage.
Yeah, they're still good at combat, but the combat is more crowd control and things. It's because at level 1 you can make 3 attacks around as a marshal, which definitely helps. My level 2 ranger missed for like half the encounter, and then got 1 hit on the enemy and exploded him. The boss.
Nice.
Because I
Doing the
crit.
style.
The guy had 6 health left because we were like slowly chipping him down. I got a crit on the last hit with my 2-handed war flail, and I've got basically like the hunter ability. So just obliterated him for 22 damage. Just smeared him over the nearby wall.
Nice.
So you hit very hard, and you can take a beating as well. But it's really fun. It's just, it feels good. And there's actually, like, martial characters have other things to do than just attack. Because, like, the flail that I've got, I picked it because you can choose, instead of attacking, to either disarm the opponent, to try to disarm them, or to trip them. That's, like, 2 other things you can do with the flail, even though you've got, like, a 2-handed weapon. It's really fun. It's really cool. And they've fixed one of the main problems that Pathfinder 1e had as well. So instead of like prestige classes and things, or like always having to multi-class, they've got this thing called archetypes, which basically gives you an extra like mini class built in.
Okay.
Which is really fun. So like a lot of the ones that were prestige classes in Pathfinder 1, like Dragon Disciple, Cavalier, Hell Knight, and all that kind of things, are just like little extra. You get these abilities on top of your normal abilities. So you don't have to like multi-class and just ruin your entire thing. It all doesn't work out and your modifiers get weird. So it's very, very, very enjoyable. I very much liked it. As it only had 1 session. But very good. And also, we were an entire party of martial characters, which so I didn't get to see that much spellcasting. But from from talking with other people I was with who have played a lot of Pathfinder 2e, they were going, "Yeah, you can totally do like the full nuke mage still. By the way, like it still works. It's just not quite as always going to win the entire encounter."
Fair enough.
Type thing. So very cool. Oh, and also you can be a vampire if you want to, off the bat.
Oh, like
or a
what you
lich,
did there.
or a lich, or a ghoul. Because only a couple books have obviously come out, but one of them is a undead themed book, and all the archetypes from that are different types of undead.
Yeah.
Also has a holy necromancer in it.
A holy necromancer.
Yeah.
My crusade is to.
necromancer.
A light-based necromancer.
I am the necromancer. I will make sure if you die, I bring you back and you will avenge yourself.
I mean, that's all necromancers are, really. They're just late healers.
Yep. Also, the classes. I was just casually looking through the classes. The classes are so much cooler. Monks are actual martial artists. You can take Strength Monk and it's really good. You can have rogues get to pick between dex and a different stat for their like primary attribute.
You can, by the way, go ahead and switch to the main screen. We are going to go after Bane finishes his thought.
And yeah, the class is actually, you can play much more fantasy. Like you can play a druid that's only shapeshifting, and you can become a kaiju, or a dragon, or a purple worm. It's great.
Cool.
So, that's my end of endorsement. Pathfinder 2 is fun.
Please sponsor.
Might try one shot at some point.
Definitely.
But for today we're doing Dungeons and Dragons, very literally on the dragon aspect.
Yeah.
As Gwent is going to be cowering in the bowels of the ship for the coming weeks. And presumably we're going to have the point go to actually go to bed this session. After whatever they were doing last session.
No,
We'll get to
Point's
that.
gonna wake everybody up.
We're going to get to that in a second. First, before I do the recap, let's go ahead and do introductions, because I always forget to do these after the recap. Alvina, say hi.
Howdy!
Zormir, say hi.
Hi.
Boku, say hi.
Hello there.
Cult Master Lou, say hi.
Hey.
The Point, Sleepless in Shadow Cove, say hi.
Hello.
Who's
Now,
back
The
on?
Point, you said you caught up on them last session.
Yes,
Is there any
I've-
questions or anything you want to ask before I get into the recap?
None that immediately spring to mind.
No, it's fine. You can ask for clarification, of course, through the session. Previously, for those tuning in for the first time or haven't tuned in for a while, this is your first episode, or you didn't see last week's, blah, blah, blah. The party finally managed to get a long rest and go to bed. Only unfortunately for them, when they went to bed, shenanigans happened, because shenanigans always happen for this party. And Fukyu found themselves in a shadow dreamlike version of the Dawn Riser, exploring through the seemingly constantly dimly lit interior. No matter how much light produced, it seems to have been smothered by some unknown dream force. They eventually met up with the very enigmatic Morph, who decided to have a little bit of a charades game with Fukyu and indicate that some horned entity may be in danger of getting shot.
Possibly by fuck you, as far as fuck you figured out the charades.
Yep, potentially by Fukyu. Having stumbled upon Lou Grimm's dream sphere, you entered into the dream of Lou Grimm, where it was discovered that they were under attack by two unknown assailants in entirely black outfits, guised head to toe with a visor, a helmed visor. Sorry, helm
Ninjas.
with a visor.
Ninjas.
Ninjas. I was thinking more like agents in black, but with helmets.
Oh,
Ninjas.
okay. Yeah, I very much got
Ninjas
Ninjas
work.
vibe.
Ninjas mixed with men in black.
Mhm.
It's Cobra Kai.
Okay.
Kinda, actually.
They fought off the assailants and then returned to the dreamlike ship, to which they then began to recruit their fellow party members, stepping into each one's dreams and learning a little bit about what the character was dreaming. For some of them, it was fun, high-stakes action adventure, and for others, it was torturous nightmares. Apparently, there
That's
was no
wrong.
in between. Nobody was just dreaming of laying about doing nothing.
Hey, Alvina's not allowed to dream normally. She gets shown. She's got a television.
No, that's fair. Upon arriving on the top of the deck, you discovered what appears to be some large blue glowing spectral light emitting and radiating down on the ship, as well as were ambushed by 24 of these ethereal agents who read out the purpose that they were here for, that is to bring Lou Grimm into custody on charges of high treason and breach of contract. The party didn't
False
feel like handing Lou
allegations.
Grimm over.
No.
And subsequently murdered every ethereal agent, or at least defeated every ethereal agent. They seem to pixelate and burst while they vanish. You're not entirely sure if they actually died, or if you die in the dream, you die in real life. We'll find out when one of the characters die what happens. But one of the remaining ethereal agents, who had ended up with a scar, summoned a creature from one of the player's dreams, that of a ancient amethyst knight. Not amethyst knight, a dragon.
Yeah.
And that is where we resume. The players, well, actually, where we resume is we're going to go to the point first, which is why I need the curio map. There we go. That's what I was supposed to do. I had a whole order planned out here, but here we go. The point, it is late into, well, it's semi-late into night. It's about 1, 2 a.m. roughly on the night having rescued Fukyu from the dimensional prison, or the mirror prison. And for some reason, you didn't go straight to sleep. Why was that? What were you up to? Obviously, you've had a little bit of food, maybe you've kind of relaxed a little bit. What's the point doing? And more importantly, where were you actually sleeping tonight? Because it doesn't have to be on the ship if you went back to the inn. Would you like to be at the inn or the ship?
Probably would have been at the inn. And following the rescue, in which the point attempted to do a solo rescue, nearly got killed, and then had to be saved by the rest of the party. They've kind of just gone off for a walk around the city, essentially moping.
I was going to say, going off for a sulk.
Exactly. Yeah.
As you're walking around the city, it occurs to you that when was the last time you checked on the celestial egg?
Actually, that is something I should have checked. Did I ever succeed in making that scry-proof box for it?
You did, yes.
Okay.
It was actually quite a simplistic endeavor. You mostly just needed a lead-lined box.
Yeah, it's a lead safe, but you know.
It's a small lead safe.
Yeah, as soon as I think about that, I will rush back to the Dawnriser.
As you're walking through the city at effectively after midnight, you hear the standard sounds of an urban environment at dusk. You can hear the songs of drinking from sailors taking shore leave inside the tavern areas. You can see some people kind of late nights from work trudging down with exhausted hanged heads as they return to their dwellings. Even at this late at night, there is still the rhythm of metal against metal and the occasional squeal of rusted iron as the shipyard and the docks continue to trudge along with perfect efficiency and precision. And you eventually return to the outer docks and find the Dawnriser. You enter aboard the ship and make your way to your room.
See,
What do you do once you get there? How do you go straight to the egg? Do you do anything? Paint us a scene.
this late at night, the point will creep on board, but not kind of for stealth, just for I don't want to wake up everyone else. And we'll
Don't be
go
afraid.
and we'll open the wardrobe where the lead-lined box is, and just not open the box, but look at the box. Just check for any sign of tampering, any sign of it's been opened.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. There it is.
As you look at the box and you try to see if there's any nicks or scratches, anything that wasn't there previously before, the little piece of sellotape you've put upon the crevice is still in one piece.
Okay, good.
Clearly the box hasn't been opened.
Okay, good. I have a brief thought of it's a lead-lined box. Is lead that shiny?
Can be. Polish it.
Is this box mirrored on the inside, essentially?
No, you don't believe it is. It's entirely dark in there.
Okay, in that case, I feel like okay, it's safe. I've got my massive pile of wool scraps to sleep in. I'm back now. I might as well. I've already summoned Point Bot. I don't think Merida has enough sentience to be an alarm system, but I set up Merida as an alarm system just in case.
Now, the point, you are also, you know, a bard, an artificer, presumably well-groomed.
Mm.
You catch sight of the mirror in your room. What do you do with it?
What would
We've just
I
dealt
probably
with the
won't-
mirror monster, essentially.
I'll put a blanket over it. It's attached to the wall, so I can't turn it to face the wall. So I'm just going to put a blanket over it.
You put a blanket over. Do you just throw the blanket over? Do you secure it in any way? Do you hope the gods don't just let the blanket slip back off?
I secure it around the top. I make sure
Nail
it's...
it.
Yeah, how paranoid is the point being, I guess is the question.
Oh, God.
Entirely up to you.
So not paranoid enough to ruin the woodwork.
Well, so
Yes,
just-
paranoid enough to make sure it is properly wedged between the mirror and the wall.
I love, by the way, I actually forgot that Alvina's got a mirror in her room as well. Hmm. Oh well.
I don't have any disco balls in here, do I?
Of course you do.
Oh, no, the
Of course
point.
you do.
How many disco balls in there?
I
You
keep-
can if you want.
I put... Oh, God, the wardrobe's where the egg is. I also put the disco ball underneath a pile of blankets. Just unscrew that one from the ceiling, put it in.
You do so.
Like your mirrored clothing. You guarantee you have some.
You go into the wardrobe, you take out anything that has a reflective on it. It's a surprising amount of clothing articles.
I think I've got like one tux left in there. And like one outfit that I keep for sentimental reasons.
After hours of mirror-proofing your room,
Yep.
you begin to yawn and feel tired.
I think we figured out why the point wasn't in bed when the rest of us were.
Mirror proofing.
Just took so
Everywhere.
long to mirror-proof their room.
Yep.
Eventually, for the sake of the story, you fall asleep.
Oh. I fall asleep because I'm hiding all of the mirrors underneath a pile of blankets.
On top of
I'm falling asleep on top of a pile of mirrors, yep.
The bird in the mirror.
You find yourself awaking not in your usual dream, but in a dark reflection of your room. It's almost as if maybe you've woken up in real life, but everything just seems darker, and the ship is rocking side to side, and suddenly you're being pushed against one side of the wall as your entire room begins to tilt on an axis. You hear the sound of combat above you. What would you like to do?
Dear Alvina.
The
Yell
point,
it.
yeah, the point isn't particularly an early riser, so they'll just look out. I assume they have a porthole here. Just look out the porthole in their room.
It's a
You
foot.
stick your head out of the porthole. You look up at a giant dragon ass hanging on the perch of the ship.
No, Neil.
A tail wiggling back and forth. The creature appears to me made out of some form of amethyst crystal.
Alvina, what have you done now? Back into the room. Jam a chair underneath the wardrobe door to make it slightly more difficult to get in there. And then I'm up on deck.
You do so. As you make your way up deck, you pass by Gwent running in the opposite direction. They shout a jarbled sequence of words that you aren't quite able to discern, but something about dreams, something about dragons, something about you're all fucked.
Yep, that's
You
pretty
get the
standard.
general impression.
Yep, that sounds like Gwent to me.
But with that, the point, go ahead and roll initiative and join in on the dragon conquest.
Yeah.
Well, the point is gonna go, not the point, the Gwen is gonna go back to their room and gonna lock their room in the dream sphere. Well, pick up their door, push it back against. You know, they're just gonna lock the medbay door.
There's, they already would have passed. I would have just offered my room. Because that's a working door.
Fortunately, the speed they were going at, whew,
Yeah.
couldn't get a word in edgewise. Let's see, gotta reroll this. But we're gonna skip Morph's turn as we get back into it. But we resume back into the Dreamscape Amethyst Dragon fight with Fukyu's turn. Morph is just looking frustratingly at you and the rope you previously made.
Yep.
I can't remember if you already handed the rope over to Alvina or not.
Not yet, no.
And a dragon is looking down at the party while Alvina is riding on the dragon's head. What would you like to do?
Fucky's gonna look down at the rope, look up at the dragon, and be like, "No, this isn't gonna work." And then he's gonna draw out his wand and try to polymorph the thing.
Polymorph an ancient dragon.
Yeah.
It's worked before.
Well, if you
This is gonna hurt if you succeed.
Yeah. I'm
if you insist.
gonna try polymorph it into, I don't know, a goldfish.
I think it'll only matter if you succeed.
Classic! The classic!
Remind me what save I'm making. Is it wisdom?
Wisdom 15 save.
I don't think it can fail, but go.
Oh, it has a
Probably
chance.
not.
It's got a plus 10. For a 28, it does not.
Yep.
You see your spell kind of reflect inside the dragon before harmlessly dissipating.
Oh, thank God.
Guys, what can we do? Looks at
Kill!
Morph. Do you know how to kill a
lets
dragon?
out a sinister cackle.
Kill the guy who summoned it.
Now, that's an
No.
idea.
Take his control.
Just kill the bastard. It's gonna be easier.
Kill the bastard!
Shut up, you.
Fuck you. In that case, is gonna yeah. Is it figure one that summoned it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna move his 30 feet. He can ignore difficult terrain, so that's fine there. I'll just double check, make sure, see if I've got a bonus action dash.
Are you a level 2 rogue?
No.
No,
It was just to see if, because I know like goblins get some like roguey things like the disengage and hide. I wasn't sure if it got dash as well.
I don't think they get a dash. There's a different one that gets dash, I think.
Yeah.
For the rogue. 'Cause...
So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 next to Lou. And I've already used my action, so I can't dash. Gonna leave Morph up there so they're safe. Or out of the way at least.
They're out of breath weapon angle.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Is that your turn, Fuku?
That's gonna be my turn. Hang on. Does Alvina and Zormir still have my bardic die?
Yes, I do.
Can't
I don't know if
remember.
Zormir
if
does,
do.
but I still have it. So.
I can't remember if you used your or not, Bob. So I'm gonna give you another one.
Okay.
Just to save time, you've
Yep.
got one now.
Yeah, like I said, I watched this earlier today and I can't remember.
Yeah.
Who knows? You got one now. Zormir, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Zormir, what do?
There's currently a dragon in front of you. Alvina's riding on top of the dragon. Every time you
Don't
punch the
hit it!
dragon, it hurts.
Don't hit it!
I go, oh, fuck it then. Cast, cast fly on myself and bugger off and grab him.
You come around the edge of the mast and you see just kind of crouching there behind the wheel of the ship and the mast pole behind him is the figure of this ethereal agent with his scarred helmet. You can see the splotchy amphibian skin underneath. He looks up at you with a startle and speaking out loud, which in a series of deep speech that the machine he is holding, the little pad, translates.
I don't need translation.
Also, Zormir's the one that.
I
Yeah,
speak
you also
deep
can.
speech.
You hear in the deep speech a little, by Republic.
I'll take that. And I'm going-
Would you like to try and grapple him? Or grapple the device off him?
well, I can't really know. I would
You
make
can.
a move towards grabbing it, at least.
That's fair. You may attempt to do so next turn then.
Hmm.
With that, is that your turn, Zormir, as you get into range of the figure?
Yeah, because I can't have nothing for bonus action.
God, bonus action grapple would be so good.
As we return
Long two shifters can do that.
to the Amethyst Dragon, currently with Alvina on top of their head. Let's see. Dragon particularly hates Alvina.
Yep. I have used the explosive rage, so I've got at least some damage reduction at the moment. It tries to just maul me off. I also can't remember half the stuff that the power armor's doing for me, but I remember one of them is advantage in all strength things.
It's giving you the equivalent of enhance ability and a boost to +3 to your AC.
Cool.
The Amethyst Dragon unfurls its large crystalline wings as it spans the entire length of the ship, and in one mighty gust rises into the air. The ship begins rocking in its place as I need everyone to give me, well, apart from Alvina, and those flying, a dexterity save to not fall prone from the sudden unbalancing and wobbly back to forth of the ship.
Well,
fuck
loser,
me.
falling over.
You fall on your ass.
The point is here now, but you just won't notice for 2 rounds as they try to get up on deck.
Yeah, you've got to go upstairs. Actually, at least there's a staircase right next to you.
Yeah, does that staircase go up or does that staircase go down?
It goes up
Oh, it
into
goes
the
up.
quarters to the left, which then come out of this door here.
Okay, so I can't.
So yeah, there are actually one stairs on either side of the ship.
Okay.
It's part of the design philosophy.
Gotta have at least 2 exits in case of fire.
Yep.
But the dragon begins rising, and they are going to look over into the deep purple void of this dreamscape. And they are going to curl their wings back in now that they are clear of the ship. And they are going to start spinning as they dive. Alvina, would you like to continue holding on to the dragon?
It's basically diving under for the ship, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alvina is going to, as soon as it basically goes to about level with the ship, she's going to try and leap onto the ship.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
With advantage, because power armor. 27.
As you are anticipating the danger of what this dragon's going to do. You know dragon tricks. You know that this dragon's going to make you try and make you regret holding on to it.
The red dragon that I'm friends with taught me this one.
You manage to leap off just as the death spiral begins, before you fully lose the momentum of your own mind rattling around your skull, and you leap off the ship, and you leap with such a force, you clear the distance, no problem, as you can pretty much land on any north side of the ship you would like, as the dragon vanishes from view and is going to fly 80 feet below the ship.
I'm going
to be temporarily out of view.
I'm going for there because I imagine that's roughly where Alvina would land. Like, I'm definitely going to hit the ship. She'd aim for the middle. And I don't take fall damage because power armor gives me at least some resistance to fall damage. So, yay.
Yes. Alvina, is now your turn.
Okay.
The dragon is at least 80 feet under the ship and moving quickly.
Yeah, I can get to him just. I'm going to run up to this guy. And clobber him, basically. Because that's just one move action, so I've got full round of attacks on him. So does the molten one last until the end of my next turn? Or is it that turn only? Explosive rage, bonus action.
That depends what it says there.
End of your next turn, so I'm still molten raging.
Yeah, the idea was to give it 2 rounds effectively.
Yeah.
given its limited use.
So I'm at disadvantage, but I'm obviously going to reckless to neutralize it.
As you make a swing towards him,
Mhm.
in a yelp of fright, he is going to raise his wrist towards you and very quickly slap his wrist with his other hand as he seems to have some sort of advanced mechanical watch around his wrist. And as he does so, a flash of light erupts in your direction. A spectral blue, as I need you to make me a charisma saving throw.
Ooh. What's that? I'm assuming not against, like, charm or anything, right?
Nope, it is the dream equivalent of banishment.
Ooh. 16.
16, if I double check what their
You
DC.
do have the bardic inspiration, remember?
True.
Would you like to do anything before I announce the results?
I will use the bardic inspiration because as good as a 16 is,
It could be better.
this could be better. It's not a guaranteed I'm fine. So I want to make that as a hopeful. 23.
A 23 succeeds.
Thank you.
As Figure 1 attempts to banish you to your own dream sphere,
Send me back to playing Halo.
the blue glowing light above the ship seems to fluctuate in its luminosity as for a second your power armor just feels that little bit heavier, that little bit realer before it returns to just kind of feeling quite natural on you. Kind of subliminal in your dreamlike state. Not entirely there. You're not entirely feeling it. As the flash doesn't shift you, and you may continue with your turn.
Okay. So this is obviously reckless attacking, which neutralizes it.
So I need to move Zormir slightly out of the way so I can grab Figure 1 and double check what their health was. Oh yeah, they were looking bad.
15.
A 15 does not hit.
Okay. Second go. I have to roll damage again, by the way, for these because I'm in moderation. 13 didn't hit.
30, unfortunately not. As this figure is just kind of like just narrowly avoiding you. They seem to have a slightly quick reactionary jump, effectively, almost like a frog, kind of very quickly leaping from side to side to avoid your attacks.
And hammer time. Which also misses.
They grab one edge of the wheel and kind of use their like shifting momentum, just kind of fling themselves a little bit further out of your reach as they're very quickly kind of tapping on the pad next to them, just trying to stay alive at this point. Alvina, is that your turn? Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, that is everything I can do. So
God damn it! Watch it! You
yeah, I'm imagining Alvina's very desperately trying to not destroy the wheel as well.
Oh, your one utters out in deep speech that Zormir is able to understand immediately. Attack! Yeah, it's supposed to be a slightly more amphibious, death sladdy, well, dream sladdy voice. Oh god, how did a frog? I don't know, just assume this is slimy and gravelly again. Attacking an ethereal agent of the Republic is a crime! Cease this hostile activity, or I will be forced to do charges against you. Look, I'm a little combobbled here, okay? This is a very adrenaline pumping situation. The machine, the little tablet that still has its translation protocol up, translates into a mechanical voice, the equivalent in common.
Alvina just is going to annoyedly shout back, well, you shouldn't have set a dragon on us then. But she's saying in Infernal, so it just sounds like just a roar to anybody else.
The point, it is your turn. Suddenly the ship is rolling back and forward. The point...
Not Infernal, sorry.
Did you make your deck save?
I did not.
The point, you've just been thrown around your room, and suddenly you hear the smashing sounds of dozens of mirrors smashing as they get hurled around your room.
They're just dream mirrors. I don't need to worry about the dream mirrors.
You don't know you're in a dream.
You hope.
No, I don't.
Guys, is a mirror in a dream still a mirror?
It
It's-
might be
it-
water at that point.
It's like Waluigi. You've got Mario, Mirror Mario, Luigi. You've got Dream Mario, Wario. Yeah. Anyway, I sigh and just go, okay, one problem at a time.
Dragon.
And stand up.
It's dragon.
Yeah, dragon. Climb up on deck.
Do remember that you were prone, so account for that in your mobility, and then place yourself where you'd like to go. Assume that the stairs take 10 feet of movement to get up to the next deck.
Okay. So, 5 foot, 10 foot, 15. I'm just kind of in the doorway.
I'll let you just push open the doorway as you look out into the
Yep.
scene. Alright, is that your turn?
Let's summon Dream Mirror, because why not?
Yeah, because I believe you haven't used your action to get up there yet, so if you push open the door, you can feel free to do something.
I will summon Merida in front of me, and no, I don't know, it's Dream. Just yell, "Okay, who annoyed the dragon?"
Wasn't me.
Not here.
I think it's pissed off at me because this guy made me look like this.
Oh, yes, it's a bit of flavour. Anyone who does notice the point open the door would notice just a flicker in their appearance as they, just milliseconds after opening the door, they look fully like the point. But before that, they looked more just like a plain dwarf.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
they don't see themselves as the point in their head unless other people are looking.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I like that. You are literally like a generic dwarf otherwise, like
Yep.
the most stereotypical one that you could ever imagine, and then the
Mhm.
point as soon as someone sees. That's cool. I like that one.
That's very nice. It is now Morph's turn, and Morph is going to begin drawing on the little chalkboard. And it's going to hold it up, hoping that somebody notices. Does anyone have a passive above 15?
Yes.
Zormir should.
No.
I have 15.
Alvina and Zormir, as you are level with Morph up on the other high rise of the deck, you notice Morph shaking about with the chalkboard, but unfortunately aren't able to quite discern what it says on the chalkboard or what it depicts with the movement off the chalkboard.
Because I've
It's
got
kind of
the,
just
I can-
blurring a little bit.
Does my eagle's perfect conceive fine details help?
Does that apply to mobility?
That's what I'm
I'll
curious.
say yes. But only if you look over there. Do you believe Alvina would take their eyes off figure 1? You notice it in your peripheral moving. But I'll
I'd
leave it up to
say-
you whether or not you take the moment to actually check out what the mobility is.
I'd say she might because she did like shout over to the point. So I imagine she'd have at least glanced over to see the point, who is in the same direction. So possibly.
I'll allow it. As you glance over, the distraction catches Alvina's eye, and you spend half a second kind of just staring of what's that Morph's got written on that chalkboard, and you manage to make out the fine details, even with the blurring movement, of what appears to be 3 images. The first depicting some sort of almost like cloud-like imagery, some kind of squiggly, blurring entity thing. You're not entirely sure what Murph is trying to indicate there. Morph is trying to indicate.
It's the weather forecast.
Yep. The bottom, there's a little arrow pointing from this weird blob, nebulous blob, pointing to. What is that? It's like some sort of strange spider insect, like skeleton. Who knows? And on the other side, the right side is what appears to be a stick figure with either a gun or some sort of maybe a bow and arrow. It's not well drawn. Pointing towards the nebulous blob. Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Yeah.
Like more still learning. Still learning how to draw.
12.
I mean, that was gonna be my next thing as well. If you saw the armor falter.
12. Who knows? Maybe you've had time to like sit down and really think about it. But you're in the heat of combat right now.
Kill the cloud. Is well me just.
But Lou Grimm, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, what kind of state am I in? Because I
Well, you're
massively
knocked
failed
prone.
that deck save.
Oh, you know what? You did critically fail it, didn't you?
Yes.
Well, you know, we don't do crit fails here. We only
Arsenal.
do lower than 0 fails here. So it's still a positive. I mean, you fall on your ass and you've like slid over to the edge, and as you look over, you're precariously close to the railing of the ship. God, thank God you didn't roll below 0. You might have fallen off. But as of right
I'm
now,
good at
you're
that
just kind
cloak
of
of protection.
hunched, and your cloak has just managed to like give you enough friction to not fly overboard. But you are prone, kind of pushed up, and kind of your like shoulders kind of like pushed uncomfortably between the railings off it. It's a little achy and sore, but you know, not life threatening.
This is why we have guardrails.
God for guardrails.
Yep.
But you are knocked down your ass and pro, your ass and shoulder hurt, but other than that, you're good to go.
Would I be able to cast Mind Sliver on figure 1?
Ooh, while
prone.
knocked on your ass looking up,
I think you weren't able to see him the last time.
Maybe if you.
No, but he
stun
is jumping around trying to avoid Alvina right now, so
Oh,
he's
yeah,
not crouched into cover.
he's not in full cover anymore because I flushed him out.
With your ability to ignore partial cover, you can catch just a glance of him as he's kind of like popping in and out of your vision, trying to duck Alvina's swings. So there are moments where you can see him, yes.
He jumps over the hammer swing, and that's
And-
where
and
you
with-
see him.
And with your feet, you're able to have just enough time to target him. Alright, intelligence saving throw. Let's see. These guys were pretty intelligent. Okay. You know, they've got really high aptitude tests to get into be an ethereal agent. That is a modified 20.
Yeah, succeed.
Unfortunately, the aberrational slad dream agent has really high resistance to mind attacks.
To be fair, they had to roll above average, so. So.
But Lugrim, is that your turn?
Yeah, it's pretty much all I can do.
That's fair. That's fair. As we move in
Actually,
to
no.
oh yeah,
I will spend a sorcery point and use empowered spell to
Oh!
re-roll that dice.
Make him re-roll it, I think.
Yeah, when you roll damage for a spell, you can spend 1 sorcery point to roll up to
That's
5 of the dice.
damage.
Oh no, it's the other one does what I think you're after. I think it's heightened spell is the one that makes them re-roll the.
Yeah, I
saving throw.
don't think I have heightened spell.
Ah, shame. Yeah, I don't think it. That
yeah. Unfortunately, enhancement only does empowerment only does the damage die, not the save. Heightened would force a disadvantage, but unfortunately, you do not have that one.
That's me then.
But good to remember if you low roll and you're damaged that you can give that a little extra boost. But with that, we're going to move on to figure 1. Also, I'm assuming Lugrim is going to get themselves up if they'd like.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to figure 1, who is still in the very precarious situation. Was kind of hoping that Dragon would do more of the work to distract, but Dragon apparently is just having a fun old time teasing the party. It's not immediately finishing them off. So I think it's time for figure 1 to start setting up something else as let's It's gonna take their action to do that. Do they have any bonuses? What do these guys normally have? Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. He can do that. Yeah, he's actually going to as he kind of reaches out his hands, you see him kind of swiping something in the air and kind of almost push the air and then reach out his palm as something materializes in a pixelized form and then takes on a solid shape. And it appears to be some sort of orb with a swirling smoke inside it.
Interesting.
The figure crunches the orb, and the smoke begins swirling around their hands and all the way around their body as the light begins to refract around the smoke, slowly evaporating the visage of Vigor 1 as they turn invisible.
Ooh.
You hear footsteps frantically beating a retreat.
I think I can still make an attack of opportunity, right?
Not unless you have any feat that allows you to attack invisible creatures.
I thought it was because it's a disadvantage, but I thought I could still make it.
No, unfortunately, you have to see a target to make a attack of opportunity.
Fair enough then.
So you need blind sight or true sight.
Yeah, I don't have that. Actually, wait a minute.
but-
I want to make sure I don't have blind sight first. So just. Anyway, wait a minute. That might be a different character. That might be a different character.
But you hear the beating of footsteps and a little grunt as and a whoosh of air as Figure 1 jumps over the railing and needs to make an acrobatics check. Let's see how well they're gonna do. Do they get acrobatics? This one did not take enough off their course. But still lands pretty well. Okay, so manages to break their fall, which pretty much takes them. Well, you said you had a passive of 15. You hear a door open.
Bastard.
And then nothing else. With that, we move on to Morph's turn. And
God damn it, Alvina. You scared them too much.
Morph is gonna get up on the little table up here on the front deck here. You know what? This is the ship wheel here. What the fuck is this? Is this the railing? I think this is like
I
the
think
the
sails.
Yeah,
anchor.
that'd be your anchor.
What do you want,
It's the thing
anchor?
that pulls the anchor up.
Yeah.
There you go. Don't break the anchor wheel.
That's what I was trying to do.
Morph gets up on the little stand and is now just like frantically waving the chalkboard more, and then like pointing up at the glowing bluish spectral light above you.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, Fukyu, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
When the Figure 1 tried to banish Alvina, would fuck you have seen the armor flicker?
What's your passive?
14. Because he would have been looking that
14.
direction anyway.
You would. It's the elevation that I'm considering.
Right.
Because they are up the stairs and up it's like an 8-10 foot landing above.
Or would if the cloud is like emitting light, would it have like dimmed for a split second?
Yes, you did see that the glowing orb flickered in its illumination, which was part of the effect. Yes.
Okay, so fuck you would have skidded to a stop, looked up at the cloud, look over to Morph, and see it like pointing at its chalkboard and then pointing at the cloud.
Yes.
Can't really see what's on the board. But...
Yep, just waving it frantically to back, and hasn't quite realized the effect of motion.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna double check and see what spells I've got. Hopefully, I've still got it prepared. I do. And I am going to cast a 4th level shatter in the middle of the cloud.
You do so. Does the cloud make anything?
It'd be a DC 17 con check if it can make it, or if it has con checks.
You see your spell illuminate the center and kind of a wash of thunderous
Boom.
shattering. I don't know how the spell looks.
Mm-hmm.
As the cloud wibbles and wobbles, but you're not entirely sure if it's done anything to the cloud. There's no visible sign that it's gotten any weaker, and without either the dragon or Alvina in your line of sight, you also don't know what the effect is on those.
Okay. Fucky's gonna look over to Morph and be like, "What?
Did it do good?
Is that what you wanted?"
Morph stops, stares at the cloud and back down to you. Kind of ponders a little bit and then begins erasing the chalkboard.
Okay.
That's all he can do for now.
Bonus action wise, I don't think there's much more I can do. No. Fucky's gonna run back up to Morph to see if he can see what's on their board a little bit better, because Alvina and Zormir were over at figure 1.
Yeah, that's fair. Morph will write on the board on his next turn. But with that, then we'll go to Zormir. Zormir, figure 1's just turned invisible and fucking ran for it. What would you like to do?
Basically started cursing because he was like trying to steal the device. And would I have noticed what fuck you did?
Oh, yeah, you're aware that suddenly a giant thunderous shattering emanated from the cloud. And fuck you cast it.
Okay.
Party awareness.
I'll fly up to the cloud.
You're gonna punch it.
Yep.
Punch the
As
clouds.
as you get closer, there is almost a strange shift in air pressure as you begin getting closer and closer to it, as if you're kind of waving through just a denser field of air around it. You push on a little bit, and you can feel almost a slight tingling in your fingertips as you get closer to it. What's your fly? 50? What I put
60.
above the ship? I put like 80, 90 above the ship.
I can fly 60.
Well, we'll say you're getting to like the outer area of it. So as you get to, unless you would like to dash, as you get to the end of your movement, you're starting to feel the tingling in your finger. You're maybe about 30 feet away from it now, or like 20 feet away from it.
Yeah, I'll dash fly into the center, or as close to the center as I can.
As you cross what appears to be kind of the stronger illumination barrier or thresh or a horizon of this glowing orb, you begin to almost get split vision as your mind is distracted and by kind of light forming over, almost like the world around you has become semi-transparent and you're seeing two realities overlapped on top of itself. As you can see, as you enter into the light, the crime scene once more. See the details pondering you. Your mind begins to haze over as your thoughts are distracted, and suddenly it's like you're living two lives at once. One flying through the center of this cloud, but the other back in your dream, reliving that experience. What would you like to do as we come towards the end of your turn?
Right. Do you have anything? I'd probably just be like, "Well, this is a strange experience." Thinking at both points at the same thought. Because experiencing it from both sides, it's just kind of like, this is a strange experience, but having them both realize at the same time. So it's sort of that weird one, they're connecting at the same time, but not. Kind of, they're still split, but that's strange. This is a strange experience.
You do so. As we turn to your end of your turn, it is now the Amethyst Dragon's turn as they rush up towards the tip of the ship, a gust of air in their wake as they begin hovering 30 feet above the ship with a crystalline grin staring down at the length of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
You can see their maw begin to open. You can see what appears to be the traces of purple light inside their body beginning to glow larger and larger, more illuminative.
Yep. I've felt this before.
Let's just, where the hell's its breath weapon? It's dragon. Where the hell's its breath weapon?
Usually under actions.
I think it's just this. Huh. 1 second. I need to double check something.
Does Nemesis Dragons not have a breath weapon? I imagine they would.
They should.
I think they used it, didn't they?
Oh, they did, yeah. I don't know if it's recharged or not. I'm assuming it has.
They haven't used their breath weapon yet.
Did they?
No.
I thought they used it on the opening.
No,
fight.
I thought it was like a
they've
gravity-
recycled what damage we've done to it.
No, I know
Yeah.
it did that, but I thought it used the breath weapon on
No.
you guys when I rodeoed it.
No, only ever attacked you.
Fair.
Yeah, it's only had one turn. He used that to try and grapple you. But while I thingy that out, because if it doesn't have one, I'm gonna let it go to that. We're actually gonna take a quick 5 seconds there because it's 7 and I need more water.
Cool.
Fair.
And also find out why the hell it, because it
By the
has.
way, one very brief thing, by the way, Chris. The
Yeah.
forward storage, that is the room immediately below me here, right?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah.
But yes,
Remember,
with that,
let's-
we'll be back in 5 seconds.
Remember, listeners, hydrate before you dihydrate.
Hydrate. By the way, if this thing doesn't immediately kill me
Yeah.
or something, I think I've got the the dude.
Okay,
Because
good.
because he decided to make a fatal error.
Hmm.
Moving straight down.
He went into. I heard a door closing. There's no doors on the staircase, which means he went into the forward storage room.
So I've got an idea of
And,
how to deal
He's
with
in
it.
an enclosed space, and Alvina has one of her AOE attacks left. Which
Oh,
will
no.
include the entire forward storage.
There's nothing we need in the dream version of the.
It's a dream. It's
Forward
fine. We don't need it. Also, if this caves in the entire front of the ship, sorry, Zombie.
Any objections?
I mean, you've already used it once already, so.
No, she's used one of them. She has two.
Yeah, that's what I said. You've used it once already.
No, I haven't used this one yet. This is the new one.
All right.
She has two AoE abilities because she has two weapons that both have one now. Basically, you're about to see a what happens when Ragnaros gets angry happen to the front of the ship.
No. Die, insect. But
Brilliant.
also frog. Oh, yeah, I forgot to-
Utopia, smash!
Tom is just like, nope, don't.
It's fine, he's mystified by a cloud. You can't stop me.
I forgot to say earlier, but I'm absolutely picturing these Slard as Kermit the Frog.
I'm imagining blue Kermit the Frog,
Mhm.
basically. In a ninja outfit, like
Yeah.
very
I'm
like
just
Ninja
imagining
Turtles style.
the meme with Kermit speaking to like the sort of Sith version of him.
Yes, evil Kermit.
Yeah, I get another one you're meaning, yeah.
I'm saying
Meme.
whatever.
Yeah, I'm imagining if
That
anyone's seen,
template.
yeah, I'm imagining if anyone's seen Log Horizon, this is
Yes.
kind of a niche one from Log Horizon, but do you remember there's the Ninja Turtle guy called Leonardo in it? And he's like, I'm a frog, damn it!
Yes.
Not a turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagining that guy. That
He's-
guy's outfit. But
He
black.
was with other Tea Party member.
Yeah, he's with what's her name?
Can't remember her name, but I
Very
know.
very happy girl. I can't remember her name, but that one.
Very, very happy girl.
In Log Horizon, there's one character who is like crazy positive because she was the
Right.
leader of the like old mega raiding team, and she's always positive on everything. So highly
Would
recommend Log Horizon.
Alvina announce that she's going to do
No.
what she's
Mm.
going to do?
No, you're gonna see her jump over the edge,
Alvina hasn't
kick
said
open
a
the
thing yet.
Yeah, she has so
Or-
far
or
roared
would
at
she-
someone like a Balrog, and that's about all she's said. It's-
Would she say something like, I know where he is?
No,
She,
she
Fair
doesn't.
enough.
She doesn't say that kind of thing. She just acts
Yeah.
on a lot. She does talk a lot during battle, but not for that kind of thing.
That's
she
fair enough.
she knows
It's
she
just,
can immediately deal with it, at least. Or she
it's
thinks she
just I was thinking if she announced where she thought he was, Luke could go looking for him. Because Luke can see invisibility.
can. Ooh.
We can see invisibility.
Yes.
I think he's
Cool.
got the spell, see invisibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hell yeah.
Just couldn't figure out the answer to my question, so I'm just giving it a damn breath weapon.
Yeah, I'm very surprised if it doesn't have one.
It's a amethyst dragon with some sort of other dragon ancestry.
Yeah, exactly. But are we all back? Are we all ready to get going?
Mm-hmm.
Believe so.
I believe so. Yeah.
Awesome then. Then the ancient amethyst dragon is going to smile wide, the light illuminating from the core of its crystalline body, and in a very dramatic 120-foot line, 10-foot wide beam of purple energy is going to sweep across the top of the ship.
Ew, I've just found what its old breath weapon used to be. Ew. It's got like it used to have a goop breath in one of like the really old editions, apparently. Yeah. This is gonna hurt. That's what Alvina just says as she braces.
The point, you see an incoming beam of energy. What would you like to do?
Can I use my action to just grab Merida, pull her backwards, and just close the door?
Door shut.
Maybe, give me a deck save. Actually, I'm gonna make you do a deck save anyway for this. So everyone in that line give me a deck save.
I'll take it.
If you
It might not be
succeed
enough
high
anyway,
enough, I might allow you to get behind the door in time.
Where is the point in the I've gone?
21.
I'm directly
And
below
just to be-
Morph.
Just to be
Alright.
safe, Gwent's hero die can be used for saving throws, right?
Yes, I believe it can be used for everything.
Cool. I'm gonna use it for a add to that.
Would that include me and Morph then?
23.
Yes.
Yeah, imagine it's like
Um,
dead center of the ship, like
yeah.
those like 4.
Oh yeah, it's just a beam coming out of his mouth that's just like thinging all the way
presume,
like,
loose safe.
along and up the ship.
Yeah.
Because it's literally a
Um,
beam weapon, that's what it's doing.
I've not got Morph stats, so you would need to roll that.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'll take care of that.
I'm not gonna lie, Chris.
I'll take the credit.
27! Natural 20, 27! I'm not gonna lie,
Fuck you, grabs more.
I was terrified, by the way, Chris, that it was gonna be the sword attack that I've got. I was terrified it was just gonna be
That'd be
that
wow.
at me. The gravity breath.
No, we're doing an old-fashioned light-based
Laser.
force attack.
Laser beam.
As for those who That's pretty high. For those who failed a DC 23.
Yes, I made it! Thank you, Gwent. You're not here, but thank you.
When you watch the stream.
You're going to take 87 force damage,
Thank God, because that would have downed me. That would have downed me if it hadn't.
or if you succeed and don't have evasion,
Mhm.
are going to take 43
Yep.
force damage.
Was that
Fine.
87?
87 force damage, as unfortunately the point, as you reach out to grab Merida, the line that is quite literally a laser and is going the speed of light, moves a little bit quicker than you're able to throw yourself dramatically behind, as the energy just washes up the ship in lightning speed and just absolutely destroys everything in its path. The ship is now just scorched and cut down the center. As you can see, the actual board is beginning to break under the pressure of the laser.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. From full health, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, just having a lot of
Cool.
damage.
Oh, what is
Which
your
means I
health?
can't share my big plan. 80. So 87.
Yeah,
Really low health for
Alvina's,
level 11.
Alvina's total health is 120, and that's very high for a level 11 character.
Yeah, I mean, fuck yous is 102, and that's
Very good for a
yeah,
bard.
very good for a bard. Especially I've only got like +2 con as well.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the average should be about 90. If you've got like a D8.
So, yeah.
Fair
I'll
enough,
look it
fair
over between this session and next, make sure I've not messed anything up, but
What's your
Yeah.
con mod? I assume it's just not +2.
+2, yeah.
Oh,
weird.
you actually have you been rolling?
Yeah, I was gonna say double check, make sure you've not been
I've
doing
just
manual
been
roll.
letting D&D Beyond automatically
Oh, if it's auto,
update
then
for me.
it's Yeah, that's definitely wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because yeah,
That
bardic
means mine's
contrib-
wrong.
Yeah.
Because Beyond takes the average, right?
Yeah. Beyond takes the average, and your bard dice is what, D8, and
No, to be fair, the average of a D8 at level 11 is apparently 80 if you just have +2.
Okay, yeah, then.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
then
but-
you are exactly. It has literally given you.
My
Yeah,
exactly
con's
I just
that.
take
+3
the-
and my max is 70.
To be fair, it is an ancient dragon.
Yeah, but you hit
Yeah.
sorcerer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got an idea to
sorcerer's-
get rid of it, but I'm also unconscious. I can't tell you.
isn't the,
Ooh, that is
isn't the
that's a...
sorcerer D8 as well though?
No, sorcerer isn't. Sorcerer's D6.
Nah, wizards and sorcerers are
Ah.
D6.
Actually,
Wizard
I'll
and sorcerer deal.
say it anyway.
The sorcerer is only a bit higher usually because most of them have like this dragon sorcerer which has +1 hit point per level and things like that.
Mhm.
So if this is from Alvina's dream,
Mhm.
what happens if Alvina wakes up?
The age-old question.
One moment. I just have to check something.
Oh, there we go.
Uh,
Really cool action on the right there.
How does one wake Alvina up?
Now this is technically magic sleep, right?
Kinda.
This is not for the elf ability, by the way, because we've already.
No,
said
no,
the
it's
elf
an interesting one because it's
The
technically
sword.
psionic sleep.
Because the sword automatically wakes me up if I'm in danger and anyone nearby me.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that applies to dangers outside.
I was
your
going
sleep.
like, how does this work? If I'm about to die in this dream, does it just wake me up?
No, for dream episodes everywhere across all of D&D, we're gonna go with no.
Okay,
The sword only cares about dreams external to your body.
Yeah. That's a very
It
good
doesn't know
question.
you're under threat because it's a dream.
The sword is also dreaming.
And as
And
we've
it's fixed for
established,
fight.
taking damage doesn't wake you up.
But Alvina, you're still up, right?
Yeah. Because of Gwent, I had exactly 86 health left, so it would have downed me because
Yeah.
I'm not raging.
The dragon hovers there in mid-air, looking down at the carnage it has wrought, a sinister crystalline grin upon its lips. As that's going to be the dragon's turn. As
Yeah.
well, let's I love to do the rerolls at the end of their turns. Give you guys a chance to know if you're fucked next session or next. Okay,
Yeah,
so
didn't this
no breath next round. How are you lucky?
Alvina's
Alvina, it's your turn.
Alvina's going to do what she was already planning anyway. She is going to basically vault here, because the door's here, right?
Yes.
To the front storage room. I'm going to kick open that door.
You do so.
I don't see anything inside, do I?
No, it is pitch black, and there are just several towers of containers scattered throughout the storage room.
Sweet. I am going to molten smash the entire room.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
It's
she
a-
just
it's a-
raises the hammer in the left hand. It glows. Hammer down! Bang!
Strength save, I believe. He had a plus
Yeah.
3. Did I give him save? No, he doesn't have proficiency in that. That's
That's a
fine.
very low damage roll as well.
That's a 12.
Yep.
Dream Slad's gonna take that.
The 20.
27 damage. He is resistant to fire, I believe, right?
He is resistant to fire.
But he also
Part of his
gets.
Slad ancestry.
But he does get slammed into the wall because it pushes him back.
Let's have a look here. So if he takes
So it'd
half
be
the
18.
fire, you're gonna take the 8 from the fire. Oh, no, not that. Taking 8 from his armor for some reason. And that's 10 bludgeoning.
Yeah, that works too.
All right, and so that's 18. He is technically concentrating. So let's go ahead and give him a cons check. 18, so it's a DC 10. Okay, so he still makes it.
Oh,
He is still conscious, though.
The entire room is just thrown about and put ablaze. Anything flammable in that room, it just lights up. The room is now illuminated. You still unfortunately do not see him though.
Mm-hmm. Do I see a slide-shaped dent in one wall where he's just peeling himself out?
I take it nothing comes out of what used to be the doorway up the stairs.
No, you do not.
But I am basically going to step inside, but still like, basically actually the door's here, so I'll be like here. I'm blocking the door very obviously, basically. And
We then
she's-
go.
Oh, one sec. I've got the last thing I can do because that was my action. So I can't
Ooh.
see him, so I'm just going to once again just explosive rage.
Yeah.
So in case he tries to like stab me on the way out or push me or anything, he has a harder time of it. And I'm in cover from the dragon.
But your best friend?
Yeah.
Alrighty then. The point. It is your turn, and I believe you're unconscious from dragon. Roll me a death save.
Good. Good.
So, just muting myself, unmuting myself, and
Nat
finding
20. Nat
where the
20.
death save button is.
Natural 20. Natural 20.
Oh, god damn it. So, I mean, it's a virtual dice, so it does nothing.
No.
It bounced off an actual 20.
9.
Okay, me nine.
Ah.
Unfortunately, you are
Ouch.
unconscious. It is now Morph's turn, and Morph is going to begin drawing on the actual tablet, and seems to be drawing what appears to be a spear. As he taps it, a very crude crayon-drawn spear, or I guess a chalk-drawn spear, since he's using chalk now. Chalk-drawn spear emerges in his hand, and he pushes it towards Fukyu, and points up at the cloud.
Okay.
He then mimics throwing the spear at the cloud.
Yeah.
Where's the cloud?
Morphs
Just
is the
attack the
spear that
cloud
pierced
as well.
the
Right, it's
heaven.
illuminating light. It's not technically a cloud.
Yeah.
All hail the glow cloud.
But that is Morph's turn to create a dream-crafted spear.
It's a flying blob.
Lord Grim, it is your turn, and you just watched the entire top deck of the ship be just destroyed by a line of laser, and can see a massive just trench carved into the top of the ship, to the point where if you look over, you can actually see into the layer beneath. What would you like to do? Lord Grim.
I would show my surprise and shock at what just happened and the
Right.
devastation that was caused.
You do so. It's very shocking.
And think how pissed Zormir is going to be.
Would you like to do anything for your turn?
Yes, I would head downstairs and cast the invisibility and
Just into the
Look
room that
for,
Alvina's standing in because she's not down the stairs.
It's technically
look
just
for
here.
what's that?
It's just here you want to go.
It's this storage.
It's not
room.
downstairs.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was actually downstairs.
I've stepped
Nope.
5 feet into the room, so you can be just directly behind me, essentially, because I'm just blocking the door.
Cast the invisibility because I would have presumably seen him disappear.
You'd cast
would
it
have.
on Alvina as well.
You just saw Alvina walk into a room and just nuke
Yeah,
it. So
I
you
mean,
can probably
in
figure
figure
out
one
it's
when
in there.
invisible, I presume I would have seen him just disappear.
You glance into the room with your all-seeing eyes now. You can see figure one hunched behind several partially destroyed crates, looking pretty bad. Another larger chunk of his suit and helmet have been burned away. You can see embers still at the edges of his outfit, as he is frantically just kind of huddled there trying to tap on his digital screen.
Did you cast it on me as well, by the way, Lou, or just on you?
Can I cast it on other people?
I believe it's on 2 people if you upcast it. Invisibility.
Double check to see if it's like a touch or just a self spell.
It says self.
Unfortunately, it is just a self spell.
Ah, is it just self? Fair enough.
But you can point Alvina in the right direction. I believe that's an action to cast, and you now know the location of figure one as they look up at you with panic in their eyes, realizing you're staring right at them.
I would do it telepathically to Elvina so as not to alert figure
I
one.
think he's already alerted. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's got pretty good insight. He felt the shiver of you staring at him.
Fair enough.
He's on your left hand corner, basically.
Luke Grimm, is that your turn?
Mm-mm.
Do you have a bonus action?
As he
Excellent.
No,
holds
I
up his
don't. I was just
wobbling
checking that.
hand. You can almost sense the fear in his shaking body now. This was not an assignment he was expecting.
I would.
It's 2
Also
days from
be
retirement, damn it.
staring intensely at him.
Thanks, Lou.
Figure one looks up at you.
Lou's
You're just-
looking very pissed off at him.
In deep speech, kind of just holding the tablet like just slightly out from his face to the side, with his fingers poised to press it. He looks up at you and in a the frog is our loyal. Stares over at Lou. This is your final chance. The tablet translates into a machine-like common. There's a slight dissociation. Obviously, the machine isn't translating his emotion, so you're having to kind of almost pick up the words after the emotion has already been said. Come
This is
peacefully,
your last chance. Come peacefully.
or I'll be forced to
Never.
enact the final emergency backup plan. Don't make me do this.
Well, you're going to kill yourself? Good.
Cyanide
Saves
pill.
us something.
I'm going to do the equivalent, yes.
No.
There's
that's
no
not-
time to walk away from this. You know what you've done is wrong. Just come peacefully. Take your time in court. Just serve your prison sentence.
Don't make me feel bad for evil Kermit.
No, it's
What
way
I
more
have
fun if
done
I
is
get to kill
right.
you. It's way more fun if I get to kill you.
Can't feel bad for evil Kermit.
Right?
You're unconscious.
Yeah, you don't feel bad. You're out
You
cold.
don't know
True,
what's happening.
I'm unconscious and on the other side of the
I
ship.
also love the concept by the point literally woke up, looked out the door, and got hit by the sun. Essentially.
Pretty much, yeah.
Are you going to surrender?
Never.
I'm about to break so many ethical laws.
You care about ethics?
You're the
Luke.
criminal here.
You're
I'm law enforcement.
they're the police, Lou, technically.
I did
Who's
wonder what
best?
sort of sick and twisted mind would have to go against the Senate. Now I know. And it's even more disturbing than I had thought possible.
Is this all getting translated, by the way?
Yes, just the
I
machine.
presume
Just...
so, yeah.
I mean, it's just gonna go. You realize you work for a giant squid that devours people, right? You have no room to talk.
What are you talking about?
I know who your boss is.
Maybe in the whatever world you come from. But here, President Control is a respected member of the political elite.
Yeah, he's a politician, so he's a
Here,
giant
he
squid
is
wants to eat
worse.
people. That's all politicians.
Trust me when
Have you
I
met a
say
politician before?
he is worse here.
As Figure One boops the screen and commits possibly the greatest ethical conundrum he's ever had to do. As outside on the rest of the ship, Zormir, you feel the light pulsing around you, the illumination shifting once more. Fuki, you can see the light above you begin to flicker.
Mhm.
As Zormir, your mind is split once more, but this time into a third perspective. As you feel the world suddenly expand around you. As you are no longer just looking through your own eyes, but you're looking through what appears to be almost some sort of strangely telescopic vision. The world is kind of squeezed in a panorama view, kind of spreading around you as you're looking down on the ship from maybe half a mile away. But even at this distance, even though the ship is so small in comparison to your vision, you can make out every detail in a way you have never been able to perceive of before. You know every inch of this ship. You built this ship. You had a hand in every decision, every component. But as you look down on the ship now, you see details that even you have never known before. Every scratch, every inch, every single pockmark on this ship screams out at you in pure high definition.
HD.
Yay, Zormir's become a god.
As fuck you glance behind you as suddenly a soft red glow washes over the ship, and you peer up at a giant tower with the eye of Elder Control looking down on you. You feel your spine shiver in the presence of pure, malicious evil. As Figure 1 seems to have summoned a mockery of President Control from Lou's dream.
He summons an old god.
Mm-hmm.
He summons a inferior version of President Control. With blasphemy. But I don't have an image for this, so we're just gonna draw a nice little picture over here. Oh yeah, look at this image. Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Oh no, Morph has drawn President Control.
Oh, I was gonna send
That's
you
what
one if
Morph
you
was
didn't have it.
drawing.
Look at that beautiful eye.
Yeah. Be kind of careful how you're drawing that.
What are you talking about? It just looks like a mountain and nothing else. Right, everyone? Right, everyone
Right.
watching?
I see nothing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's Obi-Wan. Yeah, he has the high ground.
Look, you can't blame me. Lou Grimm did this depiction, not me.
Yeah, Lou.
If anyone out there has any problems with how this is drawn, please contact Lou Grimm, the cult leader.
The character, yeah. Go find Lou Grimm at
Okay.
twitch.tv/DragonBob.
I don't think copyright's what
No.
we're getting at here.
A Dragon Bob.
It's fine. Well, I know how to solve this. Look at this. Where's my hat? Okay.
Yeah, see, that's better.
Much better, yeah.
All right. As you all look up at a giant cat eyeball in the sky.
It's the
Oh,
cat
no.
overlord.
Elder Control is a
It
fairy.
is now canonical. That Elder Control's eye is the
Nothing
cat
human.
eye.
Yeah, only
Oh, no, look at
because
his eye. Hey, Chris, if you look what I just sent you. Appropriate.
What do you send me? Oh yeah, beautiful. There we go. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
okay, they've deleted all our quirks. We're in trouble.
No, not that one. I've sent him. I've PM'd it. If Elder
with
Crow
that,
ever
it's-
shows up again, you'll see what it is, possibly.
But with that, it is now. I still need to add him to the initiative order. I need. Here you go. You
Yeah, you're using it as the.
Generic person number one.
Yeah,
Generic person number
He's
one.
morphed in there.
Wait, does this not count as? How can I add you to the initiative
I
order?
think you might need to give it a name.
No, yeah, it should have
Oh,
one, but it
one
just isn't showing up properly, essentially.
All right.
Yeah, I don't want the actual image. I want to. You know what? Here.
You just. Yeah!
Hey.
The Gwentmobile is attacking again.
The Gwentmobile rides again.
Oh, you know what? No, I think I figured out what I was. I kept accidentally putting it on the damn map player. I'm an idiot. There we go.
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah, it wasn't counting as a creature.
Yep. Very strange. Very strange. This is now Elder Control. I don't know what you mean. What? Oh god, I don't think I have a stat block for Elder Control. We never got there in any of the campaigns.
Yeah, we got the only one that Elder Crow showed up in. He was environmental hazard. I think in
He's got his badge of office.
Oh no, I actually do have a stat block for his avatar. Okay, that's gonna have to do.
Yay.
Luckily for you guys, this isn't actually the full power of Elder Control. This is nothing but a weak avatar version of Elder Control.
I was going to say, James had a stat block for control for his, like...
I don't think it was actually a full stat block. I think it was environmental hazards with a hit point
No,
bar.
James would have been using the avatar one that I did in campaign 1 when they found just one of his like the way the gods work is they split themselves into avatars to spread themselves out to do battle.
Right.
'Cause remember, the main boss in the other encounter was me. In that.
Yes.
Elder Control with his official badge of the Wentmobile.
Okay, so Dex, because he's a fucking emotion now. Has -5 Dex for those interested.
It's got -2.
Yeah, so the initiative is -2 because Elder Control doesn't move.
Mm-hmm.
It's a giant eye. What were you expecting? And Morph hands another spear made of Dreamcraft chalk to Fukyu.
Mm-hmm.
You now have 2 spears. Fukyu, it's your turn. What would you like to do before we get to negative? I'm going to assume -2 doesn't happen till next round for convenience.
Yeah. It
Give him a
skips
round
the
to warm
first
up.
Round. It skips the first round. He rolled so low.
I mean, fuck you is gonna like look at the spear, look at the cloud, and go, "Yeah, I'm gonna be crap at this." Runs to the edge of the ship, with the spears in hand, and just lob them.
Alright,
I'm
I need to go
assuming they
double
use
check
this-
what
Do they use the same stats as normal spears, or
they do. What's the range for the spear?
20, 60?
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's 80 feet above you. It is just outside of the spear's range.
Okay, then he's gonna he's gonna probably throw the first one, not
It's hard to
realizing.
gauge. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lack of reference points around here.
Yeah, so he's gonna throw the first one. Completely miss.
Did
It comes
Zomir
back down
not
at
build
you.
any like
It
ballistas?
straight up
Yeah.
comes back down.
He's then gonna hold up the other one and go, "Zombie!"
I'm
And
guessing I hear it 3 times, or do I hear it only in one place?
I think you only see.
You would hear it in 2 places because they're not in your dreamscape, but you would hear it via like your normal Zormir vision as well as Elder Control vision. Not only do you hear it, you hear every octave of the voice. You break it down into just every muscle movement of the vocal cords. You understand every detail of this voice. You gleam insights into Fukyu you've never been able to conceive of.
Fuck's sake, Zomir's a vocal coach now.
but yeah, fuck you's essentially holding the spear above his head for like hopefully Zormir will swoop down and grab it and do his shit.
That's right, you do so. Zormir, it is your turn. You can perceive of everything now. Every detail, every minuscule, anything you've ever wanted to see in the world. What would you like to do?
Since
Yeah.
I thought this actually makes a bit sense in the flavor of things. Since there's 3 of us, I'd like one of the other ones to hold another spell of mine on me.
Well, there's 2 of you in Elder Control. You aren't controlling Elder Control. You're just
but
seeing what they're seeing.
I'm gonna use the one who's on the crime scene,
Alright.
and he's gonna cast Enhance Ability on me for
Okay,
intelligence.
just so. Yep.
Interesting.
I'll allow this.
Would that be an action from me or an action from them?
An action from them. I only have
Alright.
2 actions. I'm a generous DM. This is cool.
Power of 2 minds here. Quite invigorating. Let's see. Can we figure this out? How can we control this situation? I'm gonna try and use an intelligence check to try and figure out if I can morph this cloud to, well, gain control over this, whatever this is?
Oh, interesting. Do. You're wanting to control the cloud.
Yes.
I've
Okay.
just thought of something hysterical to do. But
Give me a charisma check first,
Right. Charisma check first.
and then we'll do the intelligence.
See, when I leveled up, when I was looking at what spells to take, I was actually thinking of Gust.
Uh,
Just blow that cloud away.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
11.
But
You
no,
can
I never
feel
did.
a piqued interest from the dream-like elder control. They're fascinated by this concept of controlling the cloud. What a delicious proposition.
What a surprise.
It really seems to align with their personal traits.
By the way, I know this is not how the ability works, but it'd be very convenient right now if someone had the spell Cloud Kill. With the full knowledge, that's not how it works. But
Right.
But elder control is willing. You hear a voice inside your head.
Mm-hmm.
The sound of cold steel shackles encasing your wrists and hands, the image of suffocation, of a burden weighing down on your shoulders, all echoing in your mind. I can help you, you know. It's control you seek. It's control I can give you.
Shit, who are you?
I am the one older than time, the one cast aside by the tyrants divine, the one who first gave the Noid kind the ability to warp their environment, the idea of self, the idea of personhood. I am the control in the chaos, and I can help you. If you would like.
Huh? Why isn't the version of Elder Control in here? I'm guessing I'm sensing it through the third person that lit. Or
You are.
something.
The eye sweeps towards you, and you can see yourself through the particles of light. Only they're not particles of light now that you have such high definition vision. They're small prisms of ethereal energy. Almost an ethereal ectoplasm. A semi-crystalline structure to them. You can see, as you break down the worlds around you, you can see the very elemental atoms making up everything around you. You can see yourself, truly see yourself in every minuscule detail, every pore, every dent upon the armor, every speck of rust.
Thanks for the details. I could use this.
But do you accept Elder Control's help? He is willing to give you a gift of a boon if you accept. Or you can attempt to make your intelligence check with your own abilities.
I'm going to use an intelligence check of my own abilities.
yeah.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check to see if you can discern the nature and operations of this blue echoing light.
No warlocks or maze today, everybody.
No warlocks or mirrors today.
Investigation.
Just a straight intelligence check. With advantage because of the enhanced ability.
Right.
Does enhanced ability give you advantage on intelligence?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what that does. I assumed as such.
Enhanced ability, it's what? It's Owl's intelligence or something like that.
Yeah, it just gives you advantage on whatever you pick, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to bump that with another 3 of
Flash.
Bring it up to a 21. You glean some useful insights from the cloud around you. The fact that it flutters at every perceived creation of the dream, it definitely seems to be powering this whole affair. You're not entirely sure of the nature of how it's doing what it is, but you are able to make some very basic correlations that the cloud is somehow powering the dream spheres around you.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, as you kind of reach out with your hands and you can feel the tingling all over your body and the split minds around you, it's not entirely clear how to turn it off. It's not a machine of any variety. There's no off switch. You don't even really understand how is it working with itself. It appears to just be isolated particles floating in air, almost like a gas of some kind. Maybe you could try dispersing it, but it does seem to, with the kind of tingling of your arm, there appears to be some sort of force almost holding it together. There's an elasticity to it, so a simple dispersion of wind wouldn't quite work as it would with an actual cloud. But it's kind of similar to, I guess, more spaced out water. It has the same velocity, viscosity? I don't know.
Viscosity.
That word of water. So maybe if you tried kind of
Very
scooping and
viscous.
containing some of it, maybe you could then move it, almost bucket it away. But you need to experiment with that.
Would that be an action, or would that still?
I'll say you can do one minor thing as an action if you want to like try and do something. Oh, it's so and how thinking should work.
Right. I'm gonna do that.
What is that? Lightning bolt?
Yep, I'm gonna just disperse lightning through the thing, and I'm gonna use my destiny to try and connect the electrical charge through the cloud.
Hold off on your destiny. Unfortunately, this is a little bit too outside the realms of what the destiny point can do. As your lightning races through the cloud, you see that it doesn't seem to be interacting with whatever static charge is holding the cloud together. Whenever it hits contact with the ectoplasm blob floating in the air, it definitely displaces it, but doesn't actually seem to destroy or damage it. It almost kind of bounces and reflects off it, or kind of just pushes it out of the way before it kind of returns to its original position. Unfortunately, your damage doesn't seem to have damaged the cloud. There's something you're missing. Something that a 21 just doesn't quite tell you about the fundamental nature of this phenomenon you've never come across before.
I think I've clicked it hilariously enough, and I think I can click it with Alvina and stupidity's sake because of the plan I'm gonna try.
But Zomir, is that your turn?
Yep. Oh,
You hear a final whisper in your voice. You lack the control to save your friends.
oh, shut up.
But it's now the Amethyst Dragon's turn, and it's quite enjoying this whole like aerial just picking you off. So it's gonna continue its flight and kind of swoop below the ship while it recharges its breath. Because at this point, I just feel like I just want to use the dragon's breath.
I mean, yeah. It killed the point, possibly.
Oh, luckily for you guys, it hasn't got its breath back. But Alvina, it is your turn.
I mean,
Okay,
Fuck You hasn't gone down onto the main deck yet, so he hasn't realised that the door's open.
The point
and
got shot
Point
through
got
the
shot.
door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alvina is going to walk over to where she is aware that Kermit the Frog is.
Look at what's
And-
calling this guy Kermit. I'm
Yeah.
going to update my notes. This is now a permanent name.
Kermit. And she is going to reckless attack into the corner because she is once again raging, and he's invisible anyway, so she gets disadvantage.
I mean, you can reckless without raging.
That's what I'm doing. No, I'm doing what's it called, rage, explosive rage. So all my attacks are at disadvantage anyway.
Right.
So I'm going reckless to neutralize.
And yeah, it would be a flat roll. Go for it.
Yep. Crit.
Oh, damn.
And also that is 1 moment. roll 2d8 because of the reckless rage, the burning rage's ability, and 4d6. And a 17 additional damage because that was a very, very low crit. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Actually, that's not weapon damage die, is it? Actually, GM, call.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have brutal critical. Would that count for the extra damage from the burning rage ability?
It would apply for a normal crit, so I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, so I draw one more die again for each. So roll 1d8 plus 2d6.
With the pro.
A lot of damage.
Right. So even with his regen, he's only back up to 37 health. So he's just he's down. He's gone.
Cool. And with that one, can I have it so that I get? I'll use a destiny if this is required, but I want to get the his arms off so his tablet thing isn't dissipated when he blinks out, if he is going to blink out.
Well, unfortunately, that's not how game characters die.
Yeah.
So, per the rules of the dreamscape,
Yeah.
he becomes pixelated as he reaches 0 hit points. Because you're also not even sure if he's dying, or like if he's actually teleporting or just leaving the matrix.
Fair. I was basically going to try and get the item out of his hands if it would stay.
Unfortunately, not anything of his items also depixelates per the rules of it's equipped as a child node of his.
Yeah, it's fair enough. But worth a try. I guess I can't summon my laser gun into this world with his little tablets.
But he pixelates and bursts with a final. I guess I'll give him a final death throw saying of as he looks up and in deep speech, whispers to you. Unfortunately, he evaporates before his tablet can translate.
Ah, well, I'm sure that was an insult. And I just walk out the door, go, uh-huh. Right,
You see a giant eye of control.
that wasn't there before. Do I have anything I can throw?
But is that your turn?
I don't know, do you?
I don't know, man. He's like half a mile away.
I mean, what would you like to throw?
This is a mountain-sized eye.
You've got
Yeah,
you
I
can
don't mean like people. This time.
Yeah, I don't think I have any javelins because my ranged weapon's a longbow, but I can only store and draw one weapon, and a longbow's a two-hander. So I can't,
Yeah, but I was thinking of like improvised weapons.
Oh, can I just like store one of my swords, rip a chunk of like wood off of the ship, and just pitch it at the cloud?
I mean,
At the cloud? Yeah, sure.
I mean, it would go by normal throwing range, so that would still be 20-60.
Yeah, you do so. It doesn't reach, but you throw it. It's great.
Yeah, that's my other attack.
Great, you've damaged more of the dream ship.
Rip.
Her dream ship, man. You're actually falling apart.
I'm assuming the dream ship isn't real.
Oh, you hope so.
Who knows?
I'm hoping. Well, otherwise the freaking molten smash, which creates a fissure, would have done more than any other the damage I could do. So I'm just gonna hope.
But it's now Morph's turn, and Morph is actually going to like hop down, because he doesn't care about the laws of gravity. He's a 2D shadow shape, and it's gonna like
slides down then.
kind of just look over the point, and is gonna take the little chalk.
Draw it out, man.
Throw some herbs.
Oh no, that's funny.
Just calling it now. Mort's calling it now.
If
It's
this
gonna,
means I die, I am fine with it.
he's not gonna take the chalk. He's gonna take one of the crayons. He takes the red crayon. He only uses the chalk for the chalkboard, and is gonna draw a little red heart above your head
You get one up.
as you regain 1 hit point. He has drawn life into you.
That's really powerful. Oh, nice.
I mean, it would have been funny if they just drew a chalk outline, but
It would. So tempted, but
I was like, well,
maybe
I'm
it's one for the fact that like I brought point into this dream and immediately taken it away. It feels cruel to kill him.
Over in a
Got one.
dream, boom.
Point
fuck.
shows up, dies.
I'd probably flicker a bit with my plain dwarf form as I wake up.
You're aware, Point.
Where am I?
In your dreams. In your dreams, you're aware.
You look up at this 2D shadow cutout piece of paper, or this black, like, just 2D shape, like, just staring down at you.
Are
Hi.
you trying to kill us?
It wobbles its head back and forth in what can only presume to be a shake of the head in its paper-like form.
Good. Thank you then. What's going on?
What happened? Point's going, what happened?
You just write, "You don't
Where's
wanna
the dragon?
know."
I saw a dragon.
Orf steps back and kind of just shrugs.
Or
The
did
point,
you see a dragon?
you are now conscious, but still prone. What would you like to do?
I've just realised Merida has hit points, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, Merida absolutely got
It just destroyed.
destroyed. So I'll probably
Merida.
look at the remains of Merida.
I don't think there is. It's a laser.
Yeah.
It's been erased.
Look at the pile of molten slag where Merida once was.
There's also like a crack running along the upper deck that actually looks in. So it's like half of Merida's just dropped down into the cargo hold beneath.
Look down, kind of go, I'll be back for you soon. And
You can mold that molten lava into a new Merida.
yeah,
Smelt
What
it.
does this elder control do?
I'll step out into here, look up at Elder Control, and just go, huh.
Yeah, I love that you pointed off his reaction is, ha.
So, I'd like to try something that is technically beyond the rules, but let me argue it. Elder Control is a massive eye that sees all the details, right?
Yes.
Hypnotic pattern, even though he's out of range.
Well,
Like,
I dig it.
I need a
Totally
wisdom
dig it.
saving throw, probably immediately pass, but you know,
39.
Wow.
easy
Only
pass.
just.
Nothing
so you were
happens.
unlucky there.
You're
Yeah.
rolling hot
And
today as well.
So
Like, the
I put it
modifier
far
passes
enough. I put it
the
far
mod-
enough away that no one else gets impacted by it.
I love that the modifier is enough for it on its own, but you still rolled a 19. Damn.
Christ.
You know what's funny? Elder Control has a telepathy of 5 miles.
Huh.
Actually, could have thought it would have been longer.
Well, to be fair, it's just the avatar,
Yeah,
like,
I
killable
suppose,
version.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's.
Yeah. So the weak version of Elder Control has a
Well, I
Yeah,
imagine,
it's
I
fine,
imagine the actual Elder Control is like plane of existence.
says, seeing that failed.
I mean, it's the presidency, so you know.
I'm just gonna go back
His
inside.
jurisdiction only.
just nope.
You know what? Not
I
worth it.
tried.
Yep. I'll keep the door
I'll
open
be in my
just in case
room.
Morph wants to come in, but
Alfina's thought of something really stupid that she wants
fair.
to try.
Lou Grimm, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Hey, look, it's your boss.
Ex-boss.
depends on who you ask.
Luvid replies like, soon to be former boss.
Lou Grimm, you feel the steel of cold chains in your mind. It's not too late to repent.
I take half a
My-
step away from Lou.
Yeah,
Warlock.
Ravina, where are you going?
You could save your friends with my help. All you need is a little bit of control of the situation. You know I'm good for my word, unlike some ungrateful warlocks.
Unlike you, you ungrateful bastard.
Curse you, this elder
I don't
control
know
is
any
much
other
seen in your
warlocks.
dreams than it ever
What are
was
you
in real
talking
life.
about?
He's taking a bit of your personality.
I mean, it's his dream like version of him, right? So
Yeah.
it's technically Lou's own brain.
This is how Luke perceives of Elder Control. Much sassier than he ever actually is.
It's like
Of
the
course it's amplified.
it's like the amethyst dragon.
It's more powerful.
It's like the amethyst dragon that we've got is a fucking little shit that keeps just popping up, nuking us and leaving. It's like got a bit of Alvina's gremlin personality.
What do you say, you ungrateful little shit? Do you want me to help you out once more for old time's sake?
I'm good, thanks.
So ungrateful.
Once
Go
I
on
was
then, let's see
grateful,
how you fuck this one up then. Go on. Look, Grimace, your turn. What would you like to
probably
do?
won't work, but I'm going to cast Tasha's Mind Whip.
On.
Control.
Yeah.
Now to
Think
know,
you're a bit
yeah,
out of
remember-
range.
remember
Is
we saying it was half a mile away because it's a bloody mountain.
Half
It's
a mile. I didn't hear it was half a mile, sorry.
2,640 feet away.
I think you're a little out of range, Lou. Not gonna lie.
I'll just
Even
need to
with
move forward a bit.
Even with sniper, I don't
That's
think
what I'm saying.
you
I just need to move forward a bit. Ooh.
I have such a stupid idea that Alvina's gonna try.
But yes, Lugrim, what would you like to do? There's a dragon roaming about underneath the ship. Some point gonna come up and nuke you all again. Your old boss staring down at you, probably about to do something horrible if he can see you. And a glowing blue light above you. What would you
How
like to
far
do?
did you say he was? Sorry.
Yes.
The dragon or the light?
Elder Control.
Too far.
2,640
yeah,
feet.
that's enough. That's enough.
It's plane of existence or nothing level of spells, basically.
No.
It would take you multiple dimension doors just to get there.
It would take us about 100 rounds to get there.
It's probably also the DM probably also isn't expecting you to kill a elder god with oh god, this guy has 1,000 hit points. Whoa.
What's his AC? Out of curiosity, what's his AC? 30?
Yeah, it's 30.
Yeah.
This is a demigod version
Yeah.
of Elder Control.
That's cranked.
There's probably a way to get out of the dream that does not require killing what is a tier 5 combat encounter.
Yeah, I got that from the dragon. I went, I don't think we have to kill it.
Well, I don't know. Chris is pretty ambitious enough. I've put that level of CR against a level 5 party before, and somehow they fucking won.
Oh yeah, it's the one of, it's possible that we could win, but I'm like, it's probably we're expected to do something else. I just thought it was kill figure 1, but he's dead and nothing happened. So.
Yeah, he seemed to only be summoning the things into this world. His existence doesn't seem to be contingent on existing, maintaining the dream simulation.
Yeah.
That was step 1. Step 2, I'm gonna do something really dumb, which might work.
Yeah, I've got
Like,
5
actually-
gallons of water and a plan.
Take him off the initial order.
I have a overactive imagination and stupidity and a plan.
But to be fair, you aren't currently in any immediate danger other than whatever Elder Control's about to do. So you can just like dodge or take your time to think about stuff, and we'll come back to you.
I'm going to.
Piss him off, Lou, so he doesn't shoot the rest of us. So he doesn't kill the rest of us, and he only kills you.
Oh yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb on the clouds.
You do so. Now, what damage would you like?
I shall go for. I would have seen what Zormir's lightning did or didn't do.
No.
You would have, yes.
So I would
Can
go
you
for
rate?
thunder.
Ooh, thunder. Actually, yeah, we don't know because the shatter. We don't know if the shatter did anything, do we? So maybe.
It doesn't look like it did. It did the same that the lightning did. There isn't any clear indication of the cloud getting weaker because it's not like it bleeds.
Yeah.
How do you tell if water is damaged?
It's ice now, I guess.
You know?
Actually, no. I'll use cold damage.
Oh, that's not a bad shout.
As you cast your cold damage,
At 4th level as well.
all right, roll for damage. As you cast your cold damage into the cloud,
Fuck.
you watch as the ectoplasm doesn't seem to freeze. It doesn't seem to actually
Knew it.
be water.
I have an idea.
It seems to be immune to your 34 cold damage, just like it was with the lightning and the thunder.
I have an
should be able to
idea.
Reroll that.
I don't think that it's. I think it's completely immune to it.
Yeah, the damage type is irrelevant, or the damage amount is irrelevant.
I've got an idea. Yeah, I think I've clicked what Morph was meaning. I think.
But as we go to Morph, Morph hands kind of just holds out another like chalk drawn spear to Alvina and Lou.
I pass it to Lou and go, Lou, try this. I've got an idea. I think I'm going.
Lou would look at it slightly confused.
Alvina's gone to Morph. I think I've got what you're saying. Does it have to be from the chalkboard, or is it just in here? And she taps the side of her head.
Morph tilts her head at you in confusion. It doesn't seem to understand what you're saying.
Fair enough. Alvina's stupid and probably couldn't transmit it well enough, because I don't think I can. So I'm gonna try something, and if it doesn't work, we'll go with make a javelin, and I just like make. I point at spit and then just go smaller.
Morph nods enthusiastically and begins drawing on his next turn.
Yeah. Javelins have longer range, so that's my main.
Oh shit! Is that? Are we finally at the old boy? Oh, I think we are.
We are at Elder Control.
Ooh. Okay. As suddenly the combat slows down.
Javelins have got the same range as spears. I looked at that.
I thought there was 60, 120.
Don't believe so. Let me double check.
Oh, you double check that. As the world goes into slow motion, as each
30,
player
120. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
hears a voice in their head. Hello. You are listening to Elder Control now. I've come to each of you, and each of you are receiving the same communication with a game. A game in which if you refuse to play, you automatically forfeit and become the victim. Here are the rules. Each of you must select one player to be the victim. Whichever player is voted the highest becomes the victim. Refusal to play means that each individual that refuses becomes the victim. And this is not, let's just say, to encourage participation. It's not something you want to fail. Now, shall we play the game of control?
Okay.
Alvina, each of your selections will be private. Please message the DM.
I was about to
Your
say,
choice.
I was going to message you. I was going to message you it.
But yes,
Yeah,
as
when it
Elder
becomes
Control
unanimous, you're like,
has
you bastards.
has given each of the players a telepathy communication individual for them, and would like to receive back an answer. Either you can choose not to play, in which case you are voting for yourself, effectively.
Ah!
Or you can pick another member of the party to receive whatever victimhood Elder Control is about to give on to them. For the games and mechanics, DM your message your DM. Fuck's sake, all of you.
DM.
I just want to say my one. Just want to put out my one is that. I just had to preface my one.
Nope. Yep.
Yep.
Mechanics of the game, message your DM of what you like telepathy back Elder Control, since nobody else can technically hear your thoughts, and it's more fun if none of you know.
Yeah.
who gets picked or
Well,
why
that's
they
it,
get
it,
picked.
it stops bias as well for like, oh, I've picked this person. Well, I'm gonna vote you
Yeah.
back. You.
And I want you to really like think about who your character would pick.
Yeah.
This is a cool little roleplay opportunity.
Yeah. Yep. Who's your least favorite party member, everybody?
And,
That's what I'm saying. When it becomes unanimous,
Yep.
the person's like, "You bastards."
I think it's a cool introduction to even what the older, like less powerful elder control is all about.
I kind of
The
like that.
insidious bastard that he is.
Yeah, I like this one. This is a fun game. I like it.
I'm just thinking, who would fuck you make the victim?
That's a very
Whoever-
good. There's
Whoever
arguments
came
for
in his
everyone.
mind first.
Yeah.
There's arguments for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think who everyone else would pick.
I've already voted.
I
Yeah,
voted
same.
immediately. Alvina has an obvious choice.
I did my part.
Fuck you, voted.
I know who I should have voted for. Oh,
No,
The votes are in. Oh, where'd that go? Get back here.
Just read out the number of votes per person. Don't actually read out like who did what.
No, I'm just gonna announce who has the highest. You don't get to know who's second
Ah.
highest and third highest. There's no. You can't do some mathematical wizardry to figure out what. But each of you hears a voice in your head. Again, that sound of cold steel against flesh. The party has chosen. A wise decision, I feel. As to most of the party, you feel nothing. Nothing happens. Nothing changes, except one member of the party. One member of the party, I need to make me an intelligence saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
And that person is Lou Grimm.
Really? Ooh.
There's a surprise. Intelligence, you said.
Intelligence saving throw. Although to be fair, I actually don't think you can make it. The lowest is DC again.
21.
It's I
Oh,
have a feeling it might
well,
be better.
Maybe. No, I mean, you can't make it, but somebody might. It's a DC 28.
You've also got don't forget
Oh.
you've got the hero die.
What is that, a
Yeah.
D8?
I didn't think I
Yeah,
still
yeah.
had
If you
the-
roll a 7 or 8, you can pass.
There's a chance you can pass. That's hilarious. Roll the
so
would you like to use it?
roll a D. Yes, I would.
1d8. Yeah, might as well.
3.
Ah.
Not a bad shout,
Uh,
but I don't think you've got anything.
Can
to do
I?
it.
Can I? Do
You've
that?
Do you have? I don't think you've got enough sorcery points. Because if you had enough sorcery points, there's the thing, but I think it's only a D4, right?
yeah, and you don't
Which
have
means
your
you'd be off by 1 on math.
Because it'd be funny. Could I have Tides of Chaos that?
But the GM gets a free wild magic.
He's already got a free wild magic
Not
one.
like 3.
Here, what does that mean?
I get advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or save. Before you regain use of this feature, the DM can have you roll on the wild magic search table after you cast the first level or higher spell. You then regain the use of this feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, really bad at actually using that. It's because you don't cast that many leveled spells. I need you to start calling it when you're casting a leveled spell, so I
Yeah,
actually
you
remember.
usually do cantrips.
Still doing cantrips. You have spell slots.
Actually,
Useful.
he did a see invisibility earlier. That would have
Yeah.
been one.
But to be fair, you can actually make the save, so you can do it for flavor wise, but unfortunately
Oh, yeah,
you
only
do
get
fail.
You only get to 27, even if you re-roll and get a nat 20.
Ooh. Now they can actually shorten the casting time and just do this instantly. So let's see here. You know, hilariously, I don't think this actually required. Well, for the instant version, it required a save. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, it's just 6. Oh, interesting. Okay, Lugrim, I'm gonna make you decide which one of these effects you get. So roll me a d6.
D6. 4.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. As suddenly, Lou Grim vanishes. The rest of the
I'm
party
safe.
see nothing
I see Lou has vanished with the spear. Shit.
with the spear. Gone. Lou Grim, you suddenly find yourself transported to a nightmare realm. A tiny demi-plane warded against travel. Luckily, you're in a dreamscape. You find yourself in a tower. Brick wall all around you, small cracks of light coming through. You can see steel bars running up the edges of the stone masonry, almost like a cage or a skeletal figure or a skeleton cage inside the stone. It's dark and cold, and you can see moss creeping and growing between the cracks in the stone. It's pitch black. You suddenly feel an overwhelming, deep suffocation inside your soul, as some part of you, for some reason, understands that you are imprisoned, that you will never escape this tower, that you will die here of old age.
At least we've got regular meals and water, though.
Yeah, thank goodness for small mercies.
You
3
see a
square
lifetime
meal.
ahead of you of eating moss and licking stone slime water.
Yeah,
You'll
plenty of
grow weak
animals
and
do
thin.
that.
But for all intents and purposes, you are imprisoned in a tower, where you will thingy out the remainder of your dream, unable to escape. Anyways, we move back to Fukyu's turn.
Okay.
Let's hope that isn't permanent. Fukyu, what would you like to do?
Let's hope that isn't.
Yeah, so fuck you still holding up this spear for Zormir. Can't remember why Zormir didn't come grab it last time, but
It's too far away.
They were trying to understand what the cloud was actually doing.
right. Let's just see if I can do anything else.
But Zormir, you're up next as we begin to move slightly further through the table. We're at the effectively the countdown clock now.
Mhm.
Mm.
I'm gonna do the dragon's turn in the background because it's just gonna
Trivia
keep
murder
flying.
party.
um.
Everyone else, think about what you'd like to do on your turn.
Yeah.
I already have an idea, and it's insane. Probably won't work anyway, but it's funny. If it does, I'll be very happy. If it doesn't, well, fuck.
I've got a stupid idea.
All right, go for it. What would you like to do?
Wonder if
Fuck
it's the same
you.
one that I've got.
Maybe. Fuck you is going to Dimension Door. About 400 foot above the cloud.
Okay.
All right, you do
can
so.
Plunging attack the cloud.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like essentially like holding his spear up against his body, and like essentially dive bombing the cloud with the spear.
As you teleport above the cloud 400 feet, you find yourself no longer anchored to gravity.
Just
Ah.
floating.
After all, you're in the dream sphere, or the dreamscape. There is no gravity here. You just hover there.
About 400
You need some
foot.
mag.
Which-
You need some mag boots like mine.
Like- So you skipped the
Start
stage of
swimming
snap
in-
back to reality.
Base.
Defy gravity. You went straight to defying gravity.
What would you like to do?
Swimming
You're now just
motions to
hovering
get-
400 feet above the cloud.
Well, fuck you's out of combat now.
Yeah. Fuck you's like,
Get back.
shit. Fuck. Can't really do much else until his next turn.
Interesting enough, you don't seem to need to breathe. It makes kind of sense. The dreamscape is part of the ethereal realms.
Mhm.
But as you hover there thinking about what to do, Zormir, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
What was your dice that you gave me as well?
D10.
Right.
Fuck you, the D10.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna try and figure this out again. And
You hear cold steel in your voice, in your head.
shut up.
If only you had control of the situation, maybe you could do something about it.
Hmm. And it's not gonna help there.
Tick tock. The game is nearly upon us. Once more.
Screw you, I'll take your damn game. Everybody vote me! Is what he shouts out loud. And Zarmir of other one.
Zormir of other one.
Other Zormir.
Zormir of the other one acknowledges you.
Shoot your gun up towards me.
Just kills you outright.
Zormir of the other world doesn't understand where you are. You're in the same space.
All right.
You
Well,
coexist.
Fire a gun.
In what direction?
Any direction.
Just shoot, just fire.
They fire a gun in a random direction. It
Basically,
ricochets around the room.
I was trying to get him to fire in the cloud through him from the dream and me from this one.
Oh no, yes, I understood what you were trying to do. Unfortunately, the dream, the cloud doesn't exist in his reality.
Damn it.
You are not seeing in like
You're
a
on
mirror
the outside
dimension or
looking in.
anything. You are seeing just an entirely different plane.
I was hoping it'd crack the.
It was a good attempt, but unfortunately, it does not apply to the laws and rules I have written down here for the dreamscape.
Yeah, I don't think your gun can break through planes.
Yeah, it's also not technically planes. It's technically a dream sphere.
Mm.
I guess it could count as a plane,
Sort
like a
of
demi-plane
plane,
inside
yeah.
the dreamscape plane.
Yeah.
Like, planes get weird when you think about
They
worlds within
really,
worlds within
really
worlds.
do.
Zormir, would you like to do anything else?
I got an idea.
Mhm.
It's completely and utterly batshit stupid.
Oh, so is mine. Don't worry, bud. Mine might do
This
diddly
time.
nothing.
I'm gonna take the thing, the piece of copper and arcanite that I've got in the thing, in the device, and tell him it aim for there and try and activate the device to merge the two. So
Basically,
it has,
just want to open a portal and shoot through it, right? Is the
Yeah.
idea.
and have
Interesting.
would that I'm guessing that would require destiny. Is that feasible? An action.
You
'Cause he's
wanna
got a
open
second shot.
planar portal
And shoot through it.
from
So
the
hit-
dream sphere into the dreamscape.
Mhm.
I'll allow it. That at least obeys the laws of that I've got written down. It's going to require a destiny point because I'm pretty sure you don't have a planar portal spell. But we're going to handwave that and assume that your fancy tech somehow does that. Because, you know, it's a dream.
And
It's
use it.
Rebuilt it.
You can't dream of having built a planar opening portal device. Where can you dream that?
I'm using what I have of the little device and amplifying it in my head to actually work. As
This will require an action on like the remaining attack effectively on your dream counterpart, so they will be out of action doing this.
Yeah.
But it does work as suddenly a rift begins to tear open inside the dream, inside the spectral light, and now your vision becomes even more disorienting as two Zormirs are able to see the other Zormir through the rift.
You know that point where you like look directly into the camera that you
Yeah.
have currently got on, that you're getting the feed from?
And you are now simultaneously looking at your counterpart while in your counterpart's eyes looking back at yourself.
If you look very carefully, it's like that mirror thing where there's just infinite loops.
Who is doing the punching? The main Zormir?
While he's firing, I'm basically opening the rift with the main Zormir.
It's pointing the rift at the portal.
So the beam of his gun comes out through and hits the cloud, basically.
Oh, okay. I was under the impression it was Dream Zormir that was doing this.
No, I'm doing the opposite way around, so that
As you
he's-
attempt to do it the other way round, you realize that not Dream Zormir isn't able to twist the dreamscape as they can inside their dream, and are unable to do this. But that Dream Zormir can do it, and might have to wait till next round to fire.
I'll wait till
Unfortunately, you have to be in the dream if you want to conjure up dreams capades.
Okay, I'll wait till next turn to have them fire and try and damage the cloud through the dream.
But you do get the portal open, and that's a very important step that might actually allow you to do stuff. As Alvina, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
So, Alvina is 1, stupid. 2, very shaky on the concept of how dreams work. But someone explaining it would probably have mentioned lucid dreams are a thing. Where if you
Well,
acknowledge
Alvina
that
know
you're-
what lucid meant.
No, but it's like, but someone would have said, it's basically, if you know you're in a dream, you can control stuff in the dream. So what Alvina's gonna do, she's gonna go, what if I just try this? And she's basically going to completely, like, as if you were in a lucid dream, just try and make above herself. But actually, no, let's put this funnier. Between her hands, just the bit. Basically, she's gonna try and Kamehameha the thing with a giant laser of fire. Just
As
full
you
on
co-
dream try it.
As you concentrate really, really hard, you squeeze your muscles and your temples, and you really concentrate. As you open your eyes, you find your hands empty.
Damn, didn't work. Can't Kamehameha.
Fortunately not. It seems that the dreamscape does not quite count as lucid dreaming.
Dog. I'm just gonna give myself a pat down. Do I happen to have like a laser gun built into my armor like I had in the dream?
Hey, you got a little laser pistol. Pew,
I'm
pew.
gonna try shooting it.
You do. The laser pistol ricochets through the glowing spectral light, but does seem no harm to it. Does seem no harm to it. Like,
Does seem no harm. I
Fridays.
know what you meant.
when losing basic graphical grammar. Alvina, is that your turn?
Yeah, she's basically gonna wait for Morph to hand her the spear, the javelin.
Good attempt, good concept, but just slightly off on the underlining mechanics that are playing in this session.
Yeah. I thought, oh wait a minute, does it have to be a dream damn weapon like to hit to hurt it?
Maybe you'd have to be in a dream sphere to do such a thing, though.
That's my thought.
Morph goes ahead and conjures up another Dreamcraft spear for you.
It's a javelin this time. 'Cause I asked it.
Javelin for you. Once
'Cause
being
javelin's
told how a
actually-
javelin looks.
I just basically went, spear, smaller.
Morph isn't entirely sure why you'd want a smaller version, but does so anyway.
Throws better.
The point. It is now your turn. What would you like to do?
So, I'm going to say the point has worked out. It's a dream by now. Just so I can try this.
Yeah,
Dream-
maybe.
So, dream alchemy jug, water mode, over my own head. I'm going to try and wake myself up.
Interesting. You attempt so. You attempt to. You can definitely feel it. You can feel your vision shaking and the world around you shaking. But suddenly, as you begin kind of almost semi-waking up, there's almost a border of ethereal blue light around your vision, and you're snapped back into the dreamscape. It seems that something is preventing you from waking up.
Okay.
I've thought of something really stupid which might do it.
So I just yell, "Can't wake up! Wake me up inside!"
Why is this session
Save
just
me.
references?
Because because it's
It's
a
just me.
dream. It's because it's a dream.
That was my big idea. Wake up and go wake up everyone else.
I'm not gonna lie. If you had managed
Um.
to do that, just go and attack Alvina's inner room because of the sword wicks are automatically.
Yeah. So that's also how you get stabbed by Alvina.
That
Yep.
is also how you get cut in half by Alvina,
but
but
see,
it's a worthy sacrifice.
This is also a magical sword, so we have to really get down to the question of how well can the sword read your intent, and
Yeah.
does it know you're bluffing unless you actually have a conviction to hurt Alvina, and would you actually have a conviction to hurt Alvina?
That's the one of have a conviction to hurt Alvina, damn it.
I can't bring myself to be serious about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
But the point, would you like to do
Yeah.
anything else?
Would pouring water over my head use my action?
Does the alchemy jug require an action to use?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
think
think it
it might.
requires an action to use. I'm not
Yeah.
100%. but I
Okay.
think
In
it
that
does.
case, next turn I'll cast fly and just fly into the cloud.
That is fair. You do that as we go down. We technically can come back to Lou, but that's just Lou in the little prison tower. Lou, you've been in your prison tower now for 10 years. Exactly, Chris.
That's what he's
Exactly.
got on the TV. He's got his TV on in his
He's-
cell.
be
No,
right back.
that was the stream.
Yeah.
I know. That's in your game though. That's
Ah, right,
in
yeah,
your
okay.
prison
But
tower. You got the TV on. You're watching the fight.
As we
10 years.
as we flash back to you in the prison,
You've not got very good signal.
from your perspective, because time works wibbly wobbly differently, you've been in this prison now for 10 years, sustaining yourself only on lichen, moss, and the slime water that seems to bleed through the stone when occasionally you can hear rain in the distance. You're incredibly withered and weak now, and you've had nothing but time to think. Anything you've tried to escape, you haven't been able to. Your magic doesn't seem to work inside this tower. Breaking the walls,
Anti-magic field.
attacking the wall only seems to leave you with bloody marks and scratched fists. It's been 10 years you've been trapped in here now. How is Lou feeling about this? How has Lou changed from this?
Obviously, looks like he's aged a good few years. Not necessarily 10 years.
Beard. You've got a big beard.
I got a dagger, so I could have cut it back a bit.
Did it ever occur to you that your friends never came to get you? How do you feel of that with that betrayal? Do you believe they just never tried, or do you
I
believe
know
something
it's been
stopped
10
them?
years.
You've experienced every day of this 10 years. You've
Okay.
been at first you were leaving markings on the wall. At what point did you stop marking the years?
It's Lou. He might still be doing it. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
I've got
possibly.
intelligence of 16.
Can I get that vibe?
This is up to Lou. This is your opportunity to flesh out Lou Grimm's character. What does doing 10 years in a tower do to you?
It would actually probably be counting for about a year.
And then after that point, your party members never came to get you. Why do you think that is? And why is the DM
Lou would,
insistent on doing these really torturing the player sessions these days?
It's fine. Season 2, the torture season.
Lou would figure it's because they knew he was still a warlock and that his fellow party members don't trust him and haven't really trusted him 100% for a while now. So they've seen him disappear, and since it's been so long, even after the first year, they're like, "Yeah, fuck him. He was a bad guy. He would have turned on us."
And does that make Lou sad, angry? What's the major emotion there from kind of coming to that realization?
It would be angry, but he would also be crying because
Angry
he
cry.
kept telling his colleagues that he's reforming, and by breaking this contract, as he was accused of, was actually a good thing, rather than continuing to be under the president's control. Lou believed he was doing the right thing.
And yet, your party never supported you. They never came to get you. How sad. But we'll come back to Lou from that horrid realization as we come back to the party, back in the present day. Morph hands Alvina another javelin.
Yeah.
And now it's time to play the game! As in each one of the remaining party members' heads, you hear the sound of cold, suppressive steel. Some of you just are fucking automatically messaging me. I hope you enjoyed the first round of this game. The rules are the same. Who do you select to be the victim? Choosing not to play will count as an automatic vote for yourself.
Be safe in the knowledge, guys, that Lou won't be voting for any of you.
Unfortunately, Lou doesn't get this option. Lou's in prison.
That's what I'm
Lou loses
saying.
his
They're
voting
not
rights.
arrested
They can
again.
be happy that Lou won't vote for them.
So what's kind of funny is that like they came here to like arrest you and potentially imprison you if you were found guilty. And hilariously, you've ended up imprisoned. So
You actually have been in prison, so job succeeded.
Yeah, for 10 fucking years.
Task failed successfully.
What you perceive as 10 years.
What I know to be 10 years.
Yeah.
Every single day I spent there. As you perceive it not to be 10 years.
but I believe that's all the votes in.
Mm-hmm.
As in each of your heads, you hear the voice once more. Thank you for playing. Your selection has been noted. And to each of you, nothing again happens. The world doesn't shift or change around you, but for one of you, I need to make me an intelligence saving throw. And that person is Zormir.
Oh.
This time it's not
What?
betrayal.
Oh, no.
You did ask
Oh,
for
damn.
it, dude. You did ask for it, dude.
And a D.
8. Do not roll a 1. Don't you dare roll a 1.
A D8.
Oh, actually, is it the hero dice or the...
Hmm.
I
Is that
think I've
29?
used the hero dice if you were
It's
saying.
a
It's mine,
D10
it's a
otherwise.
D10.
Alright. So,
Oh, no, it's a D10.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's a DC 28.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you could roll a 1.
Yeah, it's possible to fail. Yeah, it's the 3. It was a 3.
still 3.
Don't go back on it. It was 3.
As
Destiny wants
Zormir,
you to
you
have a
feel
29.
your world shifting around you temporarily before your mind pushes through the imprisonment. And you're still here. You hear not a voice, not a sound, but the essence of weight in your mind. The essence of pure white steel anger. Elder
Oh.
Control does not like the fact that you defied him.
Oh, you thought your paltry mind tricks were going to work on me? I'm a bloody psychologist. Try it, bitch.
I'm a bloody psychologist, you elder god. Ain't gonna work. Oh my goodness.
Hell yeah.
As somehow Zormir defies an elder god.
Avatar of an Elder God failed because Zormir is a prison psychologist.
Oh jeeves. Fuck you, it's your turn. The game has temporarily been won somehow. What would you like to do, fuck you?
So, floating around in the astral sea or astral dreamscape.
Floating around.
It's the effectively
Yeah.
ethereal sea,
The
because
ethereal
the
sea.
ethereal realm is a thing.
He's just gonna dimension door back down onto the ship.
I was going to say, think gravity and go down the way.
Well, he doesn't really think like that, but yeah. So yeah, he dimension doors back into the thing, and he's just gonna be like, I don't know what to do. Would he be able to see? Actually, he'd probably go down to the middle of the ship. He'd probably see the point standing in the doorway.
Yeah.
See Alvina, pistol in one hand, javelin ready in the other.
Yeah.
Rock outline javelin. Very
That
important.
light
If
javelin.
if you come by, I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna
It's a
whisper something
very
in your ear.
detailed javelin.
Yeah, he's gonna. He doesn't really know where Morph is at the minute because Morph is behind the mast here.
That's not a mast, is it?
I thought it was a mast.
I thought
That's
the
not here.
The little
That was
central
mast.
circles are the masts
the
on the.
circle's a mast.
It's
Alright.
cargo.
Cargo trapdoor.
yeah, it's the cargo bay thing.
So
Yeah, it's
So
the
you
cargo
can see
loader.
more.
running next to the point because I'm assuming that you look battered and bruised.
Almost dead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought I had healing word, but no, it's cure wounds, and I can't do another action spell.
Well, fuck.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's run over to the point.
Okay. I'll just whisper in your ear. We can vote for elder control.
Oh,
I don't want elder control to hear and change the rules.
I'm curious if we can vote for the cloud.
Ominous glow cloud.
But fuck you, is that your turn?
Yeah, that's going to be me then.
Zormir, it is your turn. What would you like to do? You have just survived an imprisonment.
Finish what I was had already started and have my
Portal
Oh,
fire.
portal fire.
All right. Go ahead and have Dream Zormir blast through.
Okay.
For the sake of simplicity, they have the same stat blocks as Zormir.
Yep.
Like I both are coming up with Dream younger version of you.
They've got the exact same weapon as me.
Yeah, they might have a low proficiency or something though. It's weird. Time travel's weird.
Time travel's weird. You hit because it's called like a DC 10. As suddenly the dream energy from your blaster, the fact that it was created and is a pure construct of the dreamscape in which your dream Zormir is inhabiting, as it hits into the cloud, you can see the energy washing through the ectoplasm energy as they all begin to disintegrate as you deal 41 damage.
Oh, isn't the pistol from the dreamscape that I shot it with?
No.
Okay.
Because it's not in the dreamscape anymore. It was made solid.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Do I just have this power on me now? Sweet. Wait a minute. Am I gonna keep this?
Well, why in the dreamscape, maybe? It's a slight like technical difference between the dreamscape, which is a communal dream space and has more solid rules, than the dream spheres, which is a personal dreamscape sphere or dream space that has more fluid rules.
Okay.
Look, guys, there's a whole undercurrent of philosophy going on here. Don't worry about it.
That's why I was like, wait a minute, did that not work?
It's because of the
Mind gun
way,
not
it's the way the ethereal agents manifest the dreams. They effectively make them solid and communal objects.
Okay. It basically gives admin access. It's basically what
Um,
we've got. essentially.
Yeah, you have to like drag it from your own personal dreamscape for it to maintain the energy. No, there you go. A bit of background about that. But Zormir, you seem to have damaged the cloud. What would you like to do?
Fire again.
Go ahead. I was trying to think of any you do so. You have bloodied the cloud. As Elder Control begins to flicker temporarily out of existence and back into it. As also Alvina's power armor flickers out of existence and then back into it. It seems whatever you're doing is destabilizing the dream. Even the world around you begins to flicker and then stabilizes again.
Alvina's armor's battery's getting low.
It's
But,
getting low, so it's fading out of existence.
What damage type was that? Just necrotic.
It was
assuming
dream power.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
assuming it
During the
doesn't
correct.
matter for it. It can only be damaged by certain things at all. I think is the kind of gimmick.
It's almost like a reason why Mor's been handing out these dream-crafted spears.
That's what I clicked for. It's like I'm trying to find other ways to guess it, but it works.
Yeah, Mor's the backup way. You could also go into the dream and get your own personal dream stuff, and then like tear a portal and like Zormir did.
Not gonna lie, Alvina was very tempted if she worked that out to run down and just get one of the big fucking laser cannons.
But that is Zormir. That's your turn, right? You only have melee attack.
Yeah.
We then I have to roll d6. God, this dragon
God.
is just not getting his goddamn nuke pack.
It killed the point in one hit.
We don't want the dragon back in this. The dragon.
Maybe you guys don't. This is a DM statistic. Alvina, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
2 javelins, right?
Yes. And I believe we discovered javelins actually have 120. So go ahead and do they have the thrown property?
It is they do have thrown, yeah. This designed for throwing, but it is long range. It's 30 to 120, so they can reach it, but I'm at disadvantage. And I
Alright, go
don't
for
think I can actually wait a minute. I just want to check if I reckless. Or
No, that's what.
No,
That's
there
also why I was
some,
checking.
melee.
Yeah, I wanted to check if it
Also-
was all melee or if it was all strength-based ones. 'Cause it's worth checking.
It's also so you get to there. Oh, lessen the distance.
No, it's directly up, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Or
it's
is it-
above the ship. I just,
Alright.
it's a 2D
Good.
map.
Yeah, I assumed
Fair
it was
enough.
directly up. Otherwise, I wouldn't be shooting it from here. Yeah, I will. I'll basically just roll the hammer for the attack because I don't have a javelin on.
Yep. Go ahead and make your rolls. What was your modifier?
It's strength either way.
The
because,
javelin is
I think there's still a chance you can like
A
crit
1D
fail, but it's quite a low
It's-
DC.
1d6 plus.
strength.
Yeah.
So plus 5. 22.
Yep,
For
22 hits.
Roll 1d6 plus 5 for 6.
You do 6 damage.
But it did seem to do something though.
Yes, as again, there's a slight flicker, not as much as Zormir's like a couple seconds of flickering, but there's a visible flicker in the reality around you.
And second attack for. You said it was 10, right? The
DC 10, yes,
Yeah.
because this is just a giant light cloud. It's not trying to evade in any way. You just need to. The trick is how you're damaging it.
9.
Again, it begins to flicker now, and now as you look around, the Elder Control is becoming more blurry, less well defined, as the grip on reality begins to loosen. Alvina, is that your turn?
Ooh, actually, I've just realised. The cargo bay is that in the ceiling and goes down to the bottom floor. By the way, the cargo block.
No. So the cargo hold only goes up into the upper deck.
Okay, that's what I was.
So that's a little elevator in the cargo hold that you can raise up to the upper deck for obviously transport. There's no hole between the cargo hold and the lower deck.
Okay. With Alvina's full movement, can she get to her own room?
There's a crack in the thing, so you can drop the 10 feet down into the cargo hold.
Chill. Is
and
there a one that goes down to her room, basically, for it?
but then you can go down the stairs next to it and then get to your room. So that's like what, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 if you chop down the gap. So you could probably dash there.
Okay. So I can move 45, so I can get to like my door, basically.
Yeah, if you drop the 10 foot down, which to
Yeah.
throw with your power armor wouldn't
You
damage
said
you
it
in any way.
completely negates until up to 20, so. So.
Gotta have that shock suspension.
Yeah. See, Alvina's gonna do that. She's gonna jump down and say, "I've got an idea!" Drop, run, and she's at like her doorway.
All
That's
right,
gonna
you
be
do
hers.
so.
But she can't dash because she made the attacks. So.
Fair. Then that goes to Morph's turn, and Morph looks around, having drawn another javelin, just holding it out. Oh.
Stab it in the ground.
Oh yeah, she'll go, "Nice work, Morph!" on the way.
But the point, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Hang on. I'm just going to check what fly speed you get from fly.
60.
60.
60. And how far up is the cloud?
80.
80.
Okay.
Look at the DM made it purposely annoying.
Yeah, no. I cast fly, I zoom over to Morph and get as high as I... Zoom over to Morph, grab a javelin, get as high as I can, just flying straight up, javelin held above me.
What is it,
Just
10,
superhero
20,
mode.
30. So you can get 30 to more, 30 up, so you're 50 away from the cloud.
Yeah.
Still in long range with the javelin because they've got a really awkward 30-foot close range.
Yep.
But that's without dashing.
It was
you
an
do
action
actually
to
cast,
cast fly. Yeah.
fair enough, then we'll come back to you next time. Morph begins making more javelins, feeling really useful all of a sudden.
Javelin.
Unfortunately, it's now time for the game.
Yay.
And in your heads. Now, round 3. I feel like we ought to spice up the game this time,
I'll
in
stop.
honor of last round's
Success.
success, we'll say. I should also note that any illegitimate choice that you pick will count as a disqualifying entry and will therefore select yourself in case any of you are getting any ideas.
Defy legitimate.
This is a game only for the party members.
Would you like to join the party?
There's a position available.
So please cast your votes once more. And I'll tell you the additional rules after the tallies have been selected. As we wait for all the votes to come in, let's switch to our adverts, Kevin.
Switch their adverts. Is this loon? No, it's adverts.
I know, a word from our sponsors.
The sponsors. Twitch says,
Who's sitting
give me
grinding
money
his
now.
No.
Throw me a subscription right now, and you will receive my emote to be able to be used on channels on Twitch. Go for it. It's fun.
Now that we have the votes in, thank you all for playing. I will announce the extra rules for round 3. This time, the highest and second highest voted
I thought that would
persons
be
in
it.
the room get to test their might against my mind, apparently, since some of you actually seem to be able to withstand it. Would you like to know which order people were
Thank you,
voted in?
Sheepbeard. Thank you for the sub. You're awesome.
Oh, but yeah.
Or should I just announce the 2 victims? I feel like, in the name of amenity, especially given how close the votes were, it was a near 50-50 split.
Ooh.
The 2 victims, and suddenly for most of you, the world doesn't change, but for 2 people, I'm going to need intelligence saving throws.
That's half at this point.
And I'm going to need one from Zormir again,
Mhm.
but also the point.
I might have spoiled my ballot again.
Ah.
Oh,
And
Oh wow, you can actually pass as well, Point. Damn.
yeah. Point's quite smart. Just
I knew you. I
Bad
didn't know. I didn't. I didn't know
rolling.
you were. I didn't know you were +8. I knew you were bright, but I didn't know you were +8.
Unfortunately, it still requires a nat 20.
It's
Yep.
passable though. It's better than my -2. All right.
and
If I nat 20, I still fail by 10.
I'll,
It's quarter to 9. I'm going to destiny that.
I'm gonna flash to make that
28.
28.
Damn it, Zormir, how are you so good at this? It's a damn demigod I'm throwing against you here.
Yeah, but
Psychology.
you know,
He's
+8,
a prison
Oh,
psychology.
that's so good. That's so on character. I love it.
psychologist, as he stated already.
Oh, poor Lou over here is having the worst time, having a full 10-year nightmare. And Zormir's just like,
I'm
pass, pass. As Zormir, once again, you feel the shaking of your mind as Elder Control attempts to imprison you. But you've seen these tricks before. He's projecting. Unfortunately, though, not everyone is quite as sharp in the psychological ways as Zormir. As fuck you, as you are preparing. Were you trying to heal the point? Was that what you were doing earlier?
No, I was.
It was the.
I was sharing my plan of voting for
Yeah.
Elder Control.
As the point shares their plan, as you look up at the point, you see the point suddenly vanish. As the point.
No, I'm not going to. I was going to say, since I was accelerating upwards while holding a spear, if I suddenly vanish, am I just a
Spear
dwarf
go
rail
in.
gun?
Does the spear go with you?
No, the spear goes with you.
Okay.
You are holding it.
You have a
Yeah,
2D
'cause
drawing of
that's
a
what
spear
happened
now.
So I
to Lou.
forgot you were actually not there. Never mind. Fuck you. If you're looking out, you happen to see the point's ass vanish.
Such a crime.
The rest of them keeps going. Then.
For some reason, the point is two entities: the ass and everything else.
ass and the
The
rest-
point. I need you to roll me a d6.
Okay.
Five.
Ooh, 5.
Oh, interesting. That's actually quite funny.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
yeah. Hell yes.
The point. Do you have any jewels or gems on you?
Oh god.
Of course he does. It's the point.
Yeah.
That'll be a yes.
So not in my inventory, but I think enough of my outfit is.
They're not actual gems. They're just real
Yeah.
cheap glass replicas.
Yeah.
They look good.
Write me one of the whatever the largest gem you think on your person would be.
Probably in the belt buckle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
They're like Elvis belt
As
buckles.
you're
No.
flying up, to the rest of the world, you vanish. But to you, the world doesn't vanish.
Oh.
It just grows immeasurably larger. As suddenly you find yourself inside your belt buckle gemstone.
Huh.
The belt itself now gone, the gemstone from your belt now gone on your person, as it seems to have enlarged and encased you. And you're suddenly no longer flying up, but falling back down while trapped inside the colored transparent gemstone, or I guess semi-transparent.
Yeah.
It'd be slightly opaque.
I mean,
As the world rushes past you, you fall further and further, deeper and deeper. As you pass through the cracks in the upper deck, you fall in towards the cargo hold. And as you hit the ground, yourself inside the gem reverberating around the interior, crystalline interior, the gem ricochets around the cargo hold before it finally finds a small crevice, a small slot, where it slips in between the cracks in the wooden panel and gets jammed in that small crevice. As the world emerges into shadow, and you find yourself still able to hear the distant, very muffled sounds of life around you. But you are now trapped one apparently inch high, inside the gemstone. Light occasionally flickers past it, but you seem to have landed in a shadowy corner, not often utilized.
Illuminated.
For imagery purposes, can we say that I'm kind of meshed into the molten remains of Merida?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're unable to teleport or use magic while inside this gem, and the gem cannot be broken or cut while the spell remains in effect.
Okay.
You are now trapped in a crystal prism in the dark recesses of the Dawn Riser. And we'll come back to you next round.
Yeah.
This is kind
As fuck you, it's your turn.
Okay, so fuck you is gonna run over to Morph. That's my 4:30. I mentioned it earlier. And say to them, I can't use javelins. Can you like make a short bow and arrows?
Morph tilts their head at you. Not quite sure what you're asking.
Can I draw?
Morph looks down at the pad and the chalk and then hesitantly hands the chalk to you while still holding the pad out towards you.
Okay, and he's gonna, as crudely as Morph draws, he's gonna draw a bow.
Yeah,
and
you
some
don't want to
arrows.
upstage him.
Would you want me to do like a performance check or something to draw it?
Alvina's got a bow in her all time.
I mean, how bad at drawing do you think Fukyu is?
I mean, he's as good as Morph.
Then if you believe it's within Fukyu's artistic ability to draw a very crudely drawn image, I'm going to allow it just as an
enough.
action. But as you've drawn it, Morph reaches out and slaps it, similar to how he's done with everything, and pulls the item out into the crudely drawn image and passes it to you.
I've just noticed something that's going to be a bit of a problem.
What's that?
You've got a bow and no arrows.
I did say I did draw
Oh,
arrows.
did you say arrow as well? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, if you draw the bow and arrows, it comes with bow and arrows. It will come with exactly how many arrows you draw.
Yeah, so he probably would have drawn like 3 or 4 arrows quickly.
You see Morph's face kind of light up in surprise and amazement. He couldn't possibly conceived of this efficiency. Drawing multiple things? Wild.
Wild.
You have taught Morph something new.
Yay!
Da-da-da-da.
Multiplication.
I mean, yeah. You said that was an action to do that though, yeah?
It was Morph's actions do. I'll let you
Morph
be
action.
Oh, technically it has to wait till Morph's turn to do that.
Right.
So it's going to be an action for you for now.
Okay, cool.
And then Morph can do that on his next round. But to be fair, you might not actually get there. Because Zormir, it is your turn.
Yeah, Zormir's already gonna blow it
This
up.
cloud is looking pretty weak.
Okay.
My plan for contingency.
Should have put a damage cap on this.
Mm.
Was expecting you to come up with a dream version of 30, 40 damage.
Wow, I think it's dead.
Wow.
Had I made it to the cloud, it would have been fine.
I'm not- To be fair, if Alvina actually got in there, I think the weapons they use are anti-air rifles as well. So.
As before we disintegrate this cloud and destroy the dreamscape that you are now trapped in,
Mhm.
we're gonna head back to Lugrim and the Point. Just one final time before we announce the results of the disintegration of the cloud. Let's head back to Lu. Lu. It's been 50 years.
You've now died of old age.
Not
Somehow,
far off it. It'd be about
Stubbornly.
mid-70s.
your body refuses to give up. Some small ounce of pride still resides inside you that you will just not allow yourself to die of old age. Or just
Yeah,
die
it's
without dying of old age.
determination
Yeah.
to
But
not
it's been
be
50
beaten
years.
by control.
You came to the realization that your party members had abandoned you, that nobody was coming to save you 10 years ago or 40 years ago.
And
And
40
that
years
you
on,
would,
have been
no
defeated.
doubt, die in this tower unless you did something. What have you been up to for 40 years? Have you tried to escape? Have you given up on escaping and taken to a life of solitude? How have you gone insane? In the isolation? What? Tell us about Lou.
Would I have had the spear in the cell, or would have I lost
You
it?
had the spear, actually, yeah.
Because
You
I
could have still
obviously
spear, yeah.
took it, but would I have gone into the cell with the spear?
Yeah.
So what Lou would have been trying to do is it like bars?
Okay, I see it.
Lou would be going round the tops and bottom of the bars, trying to like take the bars out.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
trying to dig them out.
you attempt so. Give me a sleight of hand check. Let's see how long that worked for, or how long you were able to keep attempting that.
I'm gonna destiny that.
Is it not very long?
Broke on the first try. You were just too angry.
Also, it's a 2D drawing of a spear. It broke instantly when you held it up to the bar.
After 10 years, you did try this. You instantly broke it. It completely destroyed your morale for a good long while. Until
Right.
eventually you tried something else. What else did you try in your 40 years?
What do I have? I mean,
Start
I've
digging.
got a crowbar.
Crowbar. I think you tried the
Try and, like,
spear before the
Bend the
crowbar.
bars.
Give me a
widen
strength
up.
check with advantage.
Ooh, fuck me.
You got advantage at least.
There you go, advantage. You have a crowbar. Why the hell were you using a spear first?
The
You had a crowbar.
spear was the
Pissed
first
off,
option.
okay? Brain wasn't exactly clear.
10 years
Yeah,
of starvation.
He's been
Yeah,
eating
that's
moss
not
and
right.
cave water for 10 years at that point.
17.
You had advantage. Roll
Oh,
again.
Yeah, you roll again. in case
I
you get
didn't
higher.
do the advantage, sorry.
Fine, it's probably
Right.
going to be a 17 anyway. 20!
No, 20.
Great!
Natural.
Natural 20.
Roll me a D. Roll me a D10.
5.
5. It was 5. Well, 5 plus 10. It was 15 years into your solitude when it happened. When it finally happened. 5 years of careful leveraging. You learned your lesson from that spear. You were determined not to break the crowbar. Your only
I
hope
figured
at
the
salvation.
spear had a good point on it.
And for 10 years, you did. Slowly, meticulously, methodologically. You bent that bar. Until one day, just a random day, 15 years into your imprisonment, you were sure that no matter how much you bent that bar, it was never going to buckle. And then it did. And with it came an entire segment of the wall. You did it. You broke the wall of your prison. And as you looked up, no doubt with a grin on your face, having seen the rubble and the chalk rising, you look
Bigger
up.
than Cheshire Cats.
You look up at that gap in the wall, and you see
Another wall.
Second wall.
a black void.
Oh. Oh, fuck.
And you recognize the barrier of the demiplane's existence. There is nothing beyond the walls of your cell. The existence literally does not exist. You are trapped in a small sub-pocket of space in who knows where. And without magic, there is literally no way to escape, and it dawns on you. And that sheer high of delight of finally having a chance that maybe somehow with your own hands you could rip apart the walls of your prison and you could escape and you could show everyone who doubted you that they shouldn't have. But as you look at that wall, that black wall, as high as you rose, you fall. And the despair is crushing. How does Lou feel after all this? After having their hope dashed and the realization that it doesn't matter if you break every wall in here because the wall is nothing but decorations to a small section of subspace.
Very disheartened and
I can imagine.
seriously pissed off. Because, 15 years, not a short time.
You spent
It's
5
not.
years moving this rock, and it turns out.
And for 35
Probably has
years
fucking
more,
carpal tunnel.
that rage builds inside you. And what happens to 50 years imprisoned Lou? We may never know, as we'll come back to that in a second. The point. 10 years have passed. You've been inside this gem in the shadow of this crevice. You've occasionally heard life outside the gem, somehow more of a cruel fate than Lou. For you are only partially removed from existence. You can hear life going about, and occasionally you see flashes of light as if there is existence outside your gem. Life is going on. You hear the rumbles of the ship getting into combat. But if the ship is getting into combat, going on adventures, why hasn't anyone come to save you yet? Have they forgotten about you? At least with Lou, there was an absence of reminder. They could theoretically forget. But you, it's almost like the reality is tormenting you. Life exists. Life is within visible reach, and yet you have never felt so far removed from existence. A watcher, doomed and cursed to non-existence, but always to be reminded how close it is. How does the point feel after 10 years?
How many songs have you written?
How long did you
Oh.
write songs before it got too much?
Exactly. I think I only managed like 3 songs until I realised no one's ever going to hear these. I think for the past
How
at
did you
least 4
survive?
years, the
Yeah, how
point's
did-
just been pretty much despondence, just
I was
pretty much
doing,
wanting
you only got rashes
to.
for a few days.
wanting to, but not being able to not be part of this anymore.
As
Yeah.
the days go by, you do start to get a little hungry, but something about your imprisonment has suspended your bodily animations, slowing them, and you realize after months turn to years and years turn to 10, you are slowly getting more hungry, but at incremental paces. You realize you will not starve before you die of old age.
Okay.
That's a long ass
There's
time.
a silver
for a
lining.
dwarf. Considering he's a dwarf, that's a long ass time.
Yeah.
Towards the end, you may feel the ravenous. You will die, starving a level of starvation no mortal would ever dare to endure.
Except Alvina after 15 minutes.
Point turns to auto cannibalism.
Actually,
But the
I'll
point,
use it.
what
They
is
probably
your
would, yeah.
what is your rationalization for why no one ever came to save you?
Yeah, 'cause normally any crystal
It's-
that's just left on the ship that's not in someone's room, Alvina immediately.
Yeah.
So.
But the point's rationalization is there was never any reason to. The point didn't contribute anything to this party. Why would they try and find them? It's just some hanger-on who's now not a problem anymore.
Ouch.
God, Zormir, you gotta do a much better job being a therapist for these guys.
I was gonna say, yeah, these two fuck.
The point just has really bad mental health, okay?
I know, so is Gwen, so is Lou, apparently. the fuck? Is Alvina
Hey,
the
I've
only one
had
with a
50
positive
years
outlook?
on my own.
I know, but you were after that for 10.
Yeah,
But-
guess what I had to
Oh.
eat?
As Lou and the Point suffer in their own imprisonment, the final hit is struck against the cloud. And for one last time, I'm gonna see if this damn dragon gets a breath.
No,
Poor dragon, man. Poor dragon. Just one second, Nook.
Oh,
Dragon
damn.
comes up, tries to breathe, nothing comes out. It's sad times for all.
Mhm.
What an underutilized dragon. Well,
it
the
did
dice
some work
decided.
last time, but I
It did. The dice
also-
decided. The
yeah.
DM abides by the dice. But as the cloud evaporates and Elder Control vanishes, Alvina's outfit vanishes, as the Ancient Dragon sweeps up, and for story's sake, I'm just going to force a 6 here, just because I want to end this with the dragon about to breathe before it vanishes. For sheer aesthetic delight.
About to breathe
Yep.
on Zormir.
Because I'm the DM, that's why.
Because I'm the
pretty
damn
much.
DM and I want the scene to end with the dragon
Cinematic.
trying to breathe and just vanishing at the last moment.
Hell yes.
Every single character, Lou Grim and the Point including, wake with a start back in their bedrooms.
Do we still have the benefits
I was about to say,
of
do we
words?
get the benefits of a long rest?
You do get the benefits of a long rest. Go ahead and have a
Yeah.
long rest for the next session. This was an isolated episode because I needed to rearrange things around a bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So technically this was going to be the
Right.
next arc after the ghost.
But we kind of,
But we've done it as an
I
intermission arc.
wasn't
Which,
there, so yeah.
We skipped a quest and got to the next one.
felt like the point was quite vital to the ghost arc, and it was hunting for the egg that you have.
Yep.
And it was easy enough to just, since I'd made this of like when you went to dream after defeating the ghost,
yeah.
you do this, so it was easy to slot in. Conveniently, everyone went to sleep, so it worked really well for me. Very, very convenient timing. Well done. Pick the right time.
And don't worry, by the way, guys, the two of you that were in for like 40, 50 years or so, I imagine you're both quite hungry, so I'll cook, when I cook
But more
breakfast, I'll
importantly-
imagine you'll be
Yeah.
very happy.
Lou Grim and the Point, as you wake, you don't fully remember your dreams. After all, you wake from a nightmare, and you have this strangest sensation that you spent so long in that dream, but as you begin to wake, as you begin to rouse from your sleepiness, like any good nightmare, it begins to fade into the backdrop of your memory. What felt like a lifetime in your dream was a vague, confusing series of events in your waking life. It will have no doubt left an impact on your soul. Your subconscious will remember. But to your conscious mind, it begins to fade and becomes nothing more than just another bad dream where you spent a lifetime in a nightmare.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because Alvina doesn't normally dream, this is a weird magic-y one. Does Alvina remember everything that happened to her?
Yeah.
Yay.
Everyone else, this was like a dream. Alvina gets special elf privileges.
Yay. on account of not being normally able to dream.
Yeah. It's a special event just for you.
Yay.
It's a normal occurrence when people dream.
I mean, does fuck you have some kind of memory because of morph or?
Oh, you'll all have memories, but I'll leave it up to each character to how much of their dreams they remember, because it varies per person. I myself, I'm terrible at remembering dreams, so
I'm pretty
for any
good at
characters like
remembering.
me, it just eventually all.
Either, so it
all blends
actually
away.
works well for Lou.
But for those who would like, I'll leave it up to each character basically of how much they remember. You can remember like just the series of events of the dream, as if you're waking up like, oh, I remember I was like fighting this and doing this, but not the details, or like not like the second to second living experience. Or you can remember it in vivid detail if that's who you want your character to be. It's gonna be up to each character.
Would Lou remember the part before he went onto the ship?
The part before he went onto the ship.
So where he was.
Oh, you mean fuck you woke him up? Well, Keep
Where he's
going on.
attacked by
Where-
ninjas.
Yeah, when
Oh.
he was attacked
Yeah.
by ninjas of control.
Lou, that's up to you. Neil, would you how much of that dream would you have liked to remembered? You can also, it doesn't have to be uniform. You can remember like the first part of the dream really well, but like the nightmare part blends together because nothing happened.
Repression. It was literally
The
repression.
beginning of it would
Your mind can
probably
repress
be lingering a bit more than the rest of it. Because, it's like ninja lizards with
Yeah.
lightning
Alvina will be-
batons.
Alvina will be bringing up.
And fuck you appearing in one of Lou's dreams.
Mhm.
Alvina will be bringing it up in breakfast. So those guys at least.
Dormir's
Probably
got
after that fight, Lou wouldn't remember much.
Hmm.
Dormir has got a pretty detailed recollection. Because I can remember dreams pretty damn well, so I think
That's fair.
For me, it completely depends on the dream, but I think Alvina being not normally dreaming, she's like, oh, I'm gonna basically really, really remember this. Also, there's a lot of space in her brain for dreams, let's be honest here.
Alvina's gonna be like, why do you people dream? You're fucking horrible.
right.
It was great. I'm sorry, I got to ride a dragon again.
Yeah, I mean, for Alvina just was fighting. It's what always does in real
Yeah.
life too.
There's
Oh,
two
but
Dormirs.
this is
No, the
perfectly
dreams
normal.
came to life. There's two. From the second one.
Yeah, the zombies be fucking trippy ass tree.
Yeah.
But with that, our little mini adventure into the dreamscape and Lou Krim being attempted to be arrested for breach of contract comes to an end. That has been Trails of Dreaming Disaster Part 2,
Yeah.
Episode 51.
That was fun.
And with that, you have your fully charged dream, not your dream, your mirror detector,
The
or
Ghostbusters
mirror
dog.
device
The Ghostbusters
that
dog.
is still fully charged, but I believe also only has like half a day's charge on it. You have all got the benefits of a long rest, and we will pick up with the Haunt of the Icemurst next week. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. I hope you had fun. Hope that wasn't too traumatic.
Yeah.
That was good.
Apparently,
Yeah,
we're
it was
really
very
going
fun.
deep into player trauma this season.
Yeah, but fuck, like, damn. You guys, and you guys said I'm the one that needs therapy. Fuck.
You need therapy for an entirely different
Normally
reason.
Yes,
nobody judges that.
We
Homicide
need
said,
therapy for the good of ourselves. You need therapy for the good of everyone
For
else.
good of the world.
Well, with that, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. I have been your DM, Chris McGinley, and this has been Alterra. Good night.
See ya.
Bye.
Good night. Cheers, Chris.